All right, everybody. Let us dive in here. In Season 2, Chapter 15, Kite Where We Want Them, Safira's standoff with the mighty Girlon lasted only but a moment, as the creature hurtled forward with 4 fists cocked. She was quick enough to land a glancing blow, but the ferocity of the counterattack that followed sent her spiraling into the spiritual abyss, and before we ever saw her hit the ground, she had vanished. This was Erland's cue to spring into action, vacating his concealed position to make a ruckus and sprint for the house that currently housed the Wild Ordnance bow. Not wanting to risk giving the Girlon an opportunity to strike, Erland used his tree stride ability to vault himself forward, ensuring that even at its maximum speed, the beast would stay out of reach. While the others quietly trailed behind, Safira reappeared beside her weapon and found an advantageous spot that looked down an open corridor between the trees. Far-off sounds of shouts and snapping branches were getting closer, and in response she carefully drew her bow, knowing what was at stake both for her training and for the group's safety. Moments later, the distant outline of Erland running as fast as she had ever seen was followed by a great simian shadow, but perhaps the pressure of the moment got to Safira, who even with 2 arrows and the fortune bestowed by the lost souls of the Ebwoods could not land a decisive shot. The backup plan was provided by Orba, popping in on the heels of using an expeditious retreat scroll to get in range to cast Slow, which restricted the Girlon's movement enough for us to go on the offensive. Suddenly everything was finding its mark, including Graven's guiding bolt that not only packed a powerful radiant punch, but set up for Safira to land the killing blow and solidify the spiritual bond. With terminal rebound now a part of her arsenal, it was time to say an overdue farewell to the forest, and instead head for the mountains. After saddling up and returning to the northbound road, we stopped briefly to lick our wounds and spotted a caravan of travelers, or possibly merchants, who were making camp for the evening. We didn't want to get mixed up in something that would delay us further, but as we briskly rode by, they had only a passing warning about trouble to the east. 2 spellcasters of orcish blood locked in a duel of sorts. From a vague description, we had some theories about who they might be, but with our current obligations, it wasn't something we could investigate further, at least not for now. The caravan's leader, Eos, also had some useful trinkets for sale, which, after a few close calls in the Ebwoods, we were eager to purchase. After making the exchange, we thanked him for his intel and continued forward with the night upon us to make the final push to the base of the mountains, where we were set to meet our guide. As promised, Praxis Vomalga was stationed at a small stone archway, and though he was already dissatisfied with the late hour of our arrival, he could see we were in desperate need of a full night's sleep. Before that, however, he gave us the basics of our intended route, taking Osrin's Pass to the eastern peaks, and then ascending to the Sky Bowl, a large flat area where the Cold Light Walker had last been spotted. There was also an option to visit a small village in the Rapras to resupply, but Praxis warned that doing so might give the walker time to reach another, less forgiving area. So from here on, we'd have to carefully consider the cost of any further deviations. As we cycled through our watches, Erland took advantage of the privacy to divulge to Graven some additional details about what he'd learned from his fellow monk Ortiz. And while it hardly clarified what was going on behind the scenes, it was a rare glimpse into Erland's mind and the belief that perhaps some of his past troubles were not entirely his fault. It was then that Praxis woke, needing only a short nap after spending the day lying in wait. And as Erland sat down to rest, the two Goliaths shared an awkward stretch of silence, and we asked ourselves, which was the greater risk? Tackling the Cold Light Walker with limited supplies, or delaying the hunt to the point where our scouting reports were less reliable? Would we hear about the battling orcs again as we got closer to Finlock Forest? And are we about to melt down every single candle we come across in Antisuyu in search of Mr. Progston's secret wares? We find out now on Chapter 2. Season 2, Chapter 16. Oh God, we went back.
Born to secrecy.
Yeah.
Whoa!
You find yourself in a wagon.
No.
Oh God!
It's like the inn all over again. Like waking up.
Yeah, Jillian opens the door. We go all the way back.
Whoa!
I had this vision.
Jillian steps in. I'm like, get out.
End of this campaign
out.
cannot be. It was all a dream.
Oh God!
Graven has long.
You have no religious insignia in your arm, nor a holy relic in your hand.
Guiding bolt.
Hold person.
Yeah.
Get out of my house. We find out now on Season 2, Chapter 16 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Have we met before?
It is a very nice night tonight. Osrin's pass will be less kind. The winds move quickly through the low trails. It is cold this time of year.
I'm used to the cold.
Want to play pig?
Might pass the time better. Sure.
Reaches into his pocket, takes out a single gold piece.
You start.
He hands you the die.
This is a single die. Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
4. 7. Your go.
2. 6 makes 8. 6 makes 14. 6 makes 20.
Can I see his roll? Can I?
Your turn.
Roll the 1.
He's cheating.
He's rolling in front of you. I'm. He's not like.
Graven, yeah, Graven's like. Ghostbusters. 8. 14. 13. 18. I'll hold.
It's a funny thing. 5. To lead you once more through the Rapras. 2 makes 7. 5 makes 12. Do you feign ignorance in my presence for their benefit? 6 makes 18.
I find in my old age, my memory is not what it was.
4 makes 22, I hope.
I'll hold, and that makes 29 total.
Must have been 20 years ago. But I remember the burns. And the lack of markings otherwise.
He sort of points to some of the tattoos on his head.
3.
I've made so many trips of these nature. I can't even recall what I was searching for that time.
6 makes 9. 1. You came to Golrapalga, looking for someone who knew the area around the Kezka Peaks. You were hunting in Etten. I was playing pig with a few friends around the fire.
I imagine seeing me with companions is strange then as well, yes?
You were alone at the time, yes.
Seen anyone else with these burns?
No. Not like that. Roll.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Whoa.
5.
We traveled together for 2 days. Barely spoke a word to me. You've said more now than you did that entire trip.
Bit more headstrong in my youth.
Whatever time was not spent walking, you spent talking to yourself. Pray, I think.
I have found strength in the gods.
Not as devout now as you once were.
I draw my strength from many places now. Some with the gods. 14 makes 43.
Six. Back to you.
Oh my gosh.
I also offered at the time to help you slay the beast, the Etten. But you would not have it. You seek help now where you did not then.
This particular time, in losing a bit of my faith, I've lost a bit of my strength as well. Now I find it in others, and this quarry is not my own, as it is ours collectively, and I just thought more help would be good.
I see.
Your turn.
2. 4 makes 6. 5 makes 11. 4 makes 15. Stop there. 37. I attempted, on occasion, to glean additional details regarding the Eden, but I was met with either silence or condemnation. You paid well, so I did not press the issue further.
Do you recall telling that tale to anyone else after that day?
I spoke of it to some, yes.
Did it stand out? Did I stand out to anyone?
People didn't believe me when I said that you felled the beast alone.
It's just that I've, in my headstrongness, had made a number of enemies in my day, and wondered if anyone found me significant.
Not to my knowledge.
Your go.
The Cold Light Walkers, what do you attempt to rediscover glory of a time past? 3. 6 makes 9.
Complicated,
4 makes 13.
as you say. None will miss it.
No.
It is of interest to Cliff, and so I am here.
5 makes 18. 2 makes 20. Stop at 57.
You've overtaken me there. Your go.
What do you know of the Cold Light Walkers?
That they perhaps reached too far in their life. Maybe disturbed something or some place that has held them there. Is that true?
Yes.
Do you know of any sacred grounds or significant burial sites or anything of the like that may have been disturbed?
There are a lot of animals that are sacred in the Rapras. Beasts of a celestial nature. But one very important thing about Cold Light Walkers is that they go away on their own eventually. They wander for a time, and then they stop.
And this one has held out for a long time, I imagine.
No. I think people are curious. I am curious as to why you would hunt a beast you can simply avoid.
Well, perhaps in a question better suited for Cliff.
Three. Your turn.
5.
Oh my gosh.
Yours again.
Oh my god.
If you are going to fight it, you should know it's not just the creature that you will find. 4. Back to you.
Do you mean in the surrounding area?
Yes. There are Goliaths that follow the grief beacons. believing them to be a window into the land of the dead. It is like an addiction to them. They get close enough to look into the light, see what they see. And if the walker does not kill them, they become transfixed.
What do they look for in the eyes?
There are rumors that they see and speak to family members of old. And once they see that, it is difficult for them to let it go. So they follow the walkers around.
Have you ever peered into their eyes?
No. No one who has ever come back.
Well,
They will fight you to try and protect the walker. They will see this as you trying to take away from them the one thing that they hold dear. 3, 1. If they see you approaching the walker before it has run its course, they will attempt to intervene. They cannot be reasoned with or scared away. They are lost to the comfort of the light.
would your scouts be able to tell us numbers?
I am hoping that she will, yes.
Here we go.
Takes the die in his hand, sort of hovers it, ready to roll for a second.
I take it that any Goliaths slain in your pursuit will receive the proper funereal rites.
Question for Matt.
Will they?
Am I familiar?
There's small differences between different tribes and what they do. In general, Goliath burials are sky burials, which means that they're sort of laid on a high mountain top and allow the birds to eat the bodies, as sort of taking them up and sort of reusing the body. Sometimes laying upon sort of a special burial bed of some kind, or a bed of stones, sticks, something. But yes.
And would I reasonably assume, like, any differences? As in, if I don't ask him right now any specifics, I wouldn't presume that he'd be like, "Oh my God, you didn't do this specific thing."
No, not
it would be.
necessarily.
It's pretty
He's
gentle.
looking for that
Okay.
sort of. I mean, yes, the sky burial is a common mountain folk tradition.
Yeah.
Sort of.
He's like, "You didn't do a gold on the eyes. You did a silver. And I'm going to Goliath hell." You bastard.
Like, put him up on the mountain. He's like, what?
All right. Yes.
They are lost, but they are still one of us.
I understand the draw, so my sympathies are with them, even if they do pose a barrier.
Me. 6. 5 is 11. 3, 14. 3, 16. Gives 73.
Have you ever known anyone to conquer a chimera?
Not alone. But yes, it can be done. It has been.
There was one that made its way through the Wixa Mountains.
The Wixes are taller than the Rapras at their peaks.
It may have disturbed a spiritual area of some kind.
in the Wixes.
I can't be sure about that. Heard anything like that?
I don't hear much from the Wixes. I know little of the other Goliath tribes. My expertise is here in the Rapras, as you see.
13 makes 56.
Two. You.
2. 3 makes 5.
The power that you possessed before. Do you still have some small piece of this?
Here we go.
There was a moment, as I was watching from a distance, that the Etten hit you with a great blow of its club. And you poured forth a great healing energy into yourself to heal the wounds. Is it possible for such energy to bring one of these Goliaths back?
I have healing magics, yes.
Does it heal the mind, is what I'm asking.
Honestly, I can't say I've ever attempted anything like that to my memory, but I doubt it.
6. 1.
5. 5 makes 10. 4 makes 14. 6 makes 20. We'll hold it 76.
6.
We heard on the road of a battle between 2 half-orcs. Did you see anyone on the road?
The road to where?
East, I believe.
When did this battle take place? 6/12.
2-3 days hence.
Didn't hear anything of that kind.
And you saw no one travel, no half-orcs on their own?
No. I have been mostly in the mountains. I went to Rapaga to visit my uncle, and then came back here. 5 makes 17.
Colossus.
Carver. 5 makes 22. Hold. At 95.
2. 3 makes 5. 4 makes 9. 3 makes 12. Your go.
5 to win. 4.
Oh?
Anything but a 1. 5.
Takes the
You think these orcs might interfere with your mission?
No, I honestly worry about meeting them on our next leg of our journey, when we, I believe, go east.
You can ask my scout if she's heard anything when we meet her.
Another Volmalga, or...
Yes.
Have you met any Ilvigos in your travels?
Perhaps. Most of them, from what I understand, do not go by Ilvigo anymore. It is a broken clan. They've either changed their name or gone somewhere where the Ilvigo name does not mean anything. North, perhaps, to Tuncurry-Kualo.
Right. And the Ilkravos?
They are still around, yes.
I heard that at least one of them became a powerful totem warrior.
They have a tradition of such.
Buraj.
Sounds familiar.
I believe he was... he's been imprisoned by the Gentle Void. And...
I know how I heard the name. Carver was looking for him.
For Buraj?
Yes. You may know that Carver has been looking for people to take up the mantle of sorts. Complete dangerous tasks.
Right.
He'd heard of Buraj's accomplishments as a totem warrior. Thought maybe he'd like to try his hand. But he had already been arrested.
His weapon. You don't know if he had it with him when he was taken, do you? Or if he might have left it somewhere.
I don't know. The scout we meet with, she was the one he sent to find Buraj.
Ah. Right.
She rides a bear, travels quickly over land. She's used as a messenger by the Volmalkas frequently.
Impressive.
Time to sleep, I think. You can wake your friend if you want, but I will be awake.
Perhaps I'll let them rest then.
Fine.
Turn
And as you kind of turn, you can hear just kind of a little...
Still playing.
He's like
So
rolling the
bored.
die. Just
Pretty
over and
bored.
over.
Yeah.
Try to find some rest.
Do so. Find your eyes closing, thoughts drifting throughout your head. And the night passes. New day comes.
Oh my god.
And despite the cool air nipping at your noses and cheeks, it's probably the best rest you've had since leaving Davika. Combination of the outright exhaustion and the fact that you're quite a distance from any kind of established road or traveling sort of area gives you just enough peace of mind for some uninterrupted sleep, unobtrusive dreams. Safira and Orba wake to find it much brighter than they expected, given that they were expected to be sort of woken for a watch at some point. The sky is overcast.
Kind of
and
concerning.
it's the kind of morning where you'd like to sit up for like a hot beverage and then immediately return to your bedroll for a nap. A little follow-up nap.
Yes, please.
But you can see as you wake that Praxis is already packed up. He's impatiently chewing on a kind of length of dried meat some 20 feet away from the little area where the four of you have your bedrolls. So the time has come to follow your guide, fulfill your obligations. So you guys are a little bit away. If you had a quiet conversation, you wouldn't even be able to hear you. He's like kind of 20, 25 feet away, but you all kind of rise. Safira and Orba kind of quickly a moment, but you look around and everyone seems to be there. Everyone.
Really all right.
Yes. Praxis had the watch. I figured I'd let you both get a little extra. Hope there wasn't anything you wanted to accomplish.
No, thanks for the sleep.
Good.
How are we feeling? Everyone feeling
Much
better?
better. Much better.
Oh, right. You look much better.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
Okay.
I believe as Graven opens his eyes in the morning, there is a lumpy but unfilled bedroll in the place where Orba once was as she transitions to reperform.
You see Graven like trying to meet your eyes, like
Oh no.
in the general area of your face.
So,
You can tell she's there. The bedroll's like
Yeah.
shifting a little bit as she's moving around.
no chance we're gonna stop off at that little town, right?
Well, I've thought about it. Praxis said our scouting would then be unreliable. We might.
Right, yeah, that
end up
sounds
on-
bad. That sounds bad.
And
Yeah.
we can't even be sure that they'll have anything that we would.
Yeah, right, okay.
I mean, really, healing potions.
Similar to the way we dealt with this Giralon, I mean, I think the plan should be to stay far away from it, right? As far as possible,
What do we know of these cold
with possibly 2 exceptions, but
We've talked about this, and I assume Praxis is nearby.
Yeah, he's not. He can't hear you. Having
okay.
You could call to him, but he's
Yeah.
not sitting right there with you.
The danger with these things is that, yes, get too close, and the light that it emits could be blinding.
right, that sounds. Let's not do that.
Right.
Do we have any
I
idea
don't
what the
know.
radius around that thing is? None? Okay.
It depends. I'm sure there are varying degrees. And so, yes.
Is it the kind of thing like a moth is drawn to the light? Like, are we going to want to look at it? Or is it something that's just...
I spoke with Praxis in the night, and he did mention that there is... We actually may meet a number of Goliaths.
Oh, that's good.
Let me finish. That trail the cold light walker around, trying to meet its gaze,
Why?
so that they might glimpse the world of the dead.
What, it's got like the voices of loved ones or something in there?
Well, anyone who has successfully done it, I believe, doesn't last to tell the tale, so specifically I don't know, but
So we're gonna meet a bunch of Goliaths on a suicide mission.
we might have to put down a number of Goliaths to get to the cold light walker.
That's not good.
So you see people of your past?
Again,
Immediately before
I-
you yourself die?
again, there is not a tome written of this. There is hearsay.
Can we not try to talk to them and let them know that it's gonna kill them? They won't make it, I don't know.
Praxis seemed to think that this was fairly straightforward in that we want to kill the thing. They won't want us to.
So I
and
suppose
they
we
will
should
be in
not
our
make
way.
it known that that's what we're trying to do.
I think they'll be close enough that
Well, I
there will be
suppose.
no
Hiding it.
mistaking, yes,
Right.
our intent. So,
If I'm not
ready for that.
If I'm not mistaken, Orba needs to be the one to strike. Do you need to kill it? Actually,
Yeah, you do, didn't you? You said that, right?
I don't think she told us that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
it occurred to
We
me.
should retcon that.
She did not say
I don't know
that.
if she didn't say that. sorry.
Is there anything that?
I should kill this thing.
I'm
gonna get
to do. Yeah.
Is this creature? Is the cold light walker? Remind me. Is it corporeal? Will we need silver? Is it like a skeleton or?
It is undead, but it is corporeal.
It is a physical form.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
The
I mean, I have a few options. And now, actually, I can use terminal rebound, which means I can get the hell out.
Get
which
in
is-
and get out if
Yeah,
required.
so...
Yeah.
And, you know, inanimous, I can attack anything that's spiritual or corporeal, so...
best to
Works.
have ranged attacks,
Right.
and I have the ability to, not over and over, but to cure blindness.
Oh, that's good.
If anyone is stricken by that, I've used the same spell to remove poison from you. It's the same
Oh yes.
same idea. I can remove
Odd sensation.
Is there a
paralysis
way
or blindness.
we can't go in with, like... I don't know.
I imagine you yourself have to be able to see what you're shooting at, yes?
Right, yeah.
Well,
I meant more if you were going in and had to be up close to it. Is there a way you can close your eyes or...
I typically have to see what I'm striking.
well, yeah, but you couldn't if you got blinded anyway, so...
Did he mention if, like, flanking this creature, does the blindness effect emanate from his eyes? Perhaps a question for
Praxis. Also, it just occurred to me, could we blind it? And would that have any effect on its ability to then...
Well, it depends.
Blind us?
If it's simply emitting a bright light, it wouldn't need to see.
Is it coming from its eye holes?
Exactly.
Well, why don't we hop on our horses and Praxis can maybe help us a little bit with strategy.
Yes.
He seems grumpy with us. Was he grumpy with you last night? Is that just kind of... he's just that way? I'm trying to get a sense. He seemed concerned about the state of us. And...
Every Goliath we've met has been rather
No, I know, but that's not my... I mean, he seemed
He's
concerned
not-
about the state of us.
I would not worry too much on it.
If he gets us there,
I will try not to worry, and I will not do a good job of that. So, I think that's at least partially my job, right? It's not
Worrying
strictly...
about Praxis.
Well, worrying about her. Strictly, that's part of the job.
protecting. You don't got to worry about me.
I think
Maybe it helps.
the more we are at ease with him,
Okay.
the better he will be
Great.
All right. Okay.
with us.
Shall we?
Kind of bites off a chunk at one.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Last kind of bits into his pocket there. He's a big kind of oversized bag with the bedroll at the top. He doesn't have a horse, so he's walking.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So you begin to fall.
Okay.
Your journey into the heart of the mountains begins.
Real quick,
Yeah.
our diminished max HP has gone up by 1 because of the long rest, right?
Is that right? It's on the Ebwood's card.
Yeah, it's one a day.
Did you do that?
The missing
yeah,
max
okay.
HP.
Yeah, I did.
Missing max. Yeah.
So you
After
you
finishing
recover-
one,
I
missing
just
one
recover
point
one
of
hit
your
point, but I recovered it.
missing ma-
Great. 36.
Oh yeah, 36, baby.
Feel a little bit of that sort of lingering energy of the Ebwoods sort of slowly sliding from your mind. Your journey starts innocuously enough with a very flat, narrow trail. Eases you into the harder terrain of rock, densely packed soil that immediately makes you feel like you've passed into a new biome, a new place. One not experienced in earnest since you emerged from the Mancuso mine to find yourselves among the Shocky Peaks.
Is this your favorite terrain?
You are in the mountains now. A good thing to remember as
My ability checks.
for
I
wisdom
get,
checks
yeah.
and intelligence-based checks, you double your proficiency.
So
your
many
proficiency.
checks.
Only ones that you're already proficient in.
Right.
What's your proficiency?
Any of the
plus
bubbles
3.
that are filled in.
Yeah.
Well, just on the ones with the piece,
Yep.
right?
Ones that you're already proficient in, the proficiency doubles.
Okay, great.
So I think it's like survival, animal handling,
She
Oh,
gets another plus
investigation.
Wait,
yeah.
even acrobatics, dex?
That's
You're
not
proficient
a
in?
wisdom and intelligence
Oh,
checks.
that she's.
Yep.
Yeah.
3. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's survival, animal handling, and maybe
It's
investigation.
stealth, survival.
Stealth is not
Oh,
wisdom
no,
or
it's not.
intelligence.
That's right. It's survival, investigation, animal handling.
I think that might be it. Those
and I
three.
think that's it.
Yeah, so those three get an extra +3 when you're in the mountains.
Okay, great.
Cool.
plus 3 me daddy.
Praxis is on foot, but he moves quickly, takes long strides, and he occasionally breaks out even into a little light jog to kind of keep his heart rate up, keep the blood flowing. Not once does he look back to check if you're close behind. He assumes that you're keeping pace by the sound of your trotting horses, and since he doesn't seem to be one for idle chat, he doesn't really pause to explain the route he's taking beyond the occasional gesture of the hand. You'll see him get to a point where either the trail splits or widens a little bit, and you'll see him just kind of motion and then start to move in that direction. Doesn't look back, just continues to move. The views, especially behind you as you continue this very gentle ascent, are stunning. This tremendous visibility, nothing moving but the clouds. It feels like you have the whole world to yourselves in this moment. The further you move through Osrin's Pass, the more it seems like you're not quite keeping up with your surroundings. The hills rise more and more shade is being cast as you travel alongside the rock faces. So as he explained, this Osrin's Pass stays kind of between where the terrain rises. So it's not quite a valley, it's not that pronounced, but you're definitely staying on the lowland areas for now, which, as he sort of explained, was the point of Osrin's Pass. It's all by design to get you to the central ranges quickly, so you're not going up and down and up and down. But it does make it harder to see what's up ahead until you hit certain parts of the trail that either dip down, open up wide. It's at one of those dips that Praxis comes to a stop for the first time since you broke camp. A couple of hours, probably, of travel.
Oh.
He looks like he squints for a moment and looks out. And as you get a little closer to him, you weren't that far behind him, you kind of come up, slow the horses, and as you guys can kind of see where the terrain's kind of moving down a little bit, there's 3 figures with large backpacks and walking sticks. They're kind of quickly sort of hiking through the mountains here, moving slowly, but sort of at a reasonable pace in your direction. And at this, as he's looking at them, Praxis reaches down to his belt where there's a kind of crude spyglass. It's not quite as nice as the one that you have. It looks like maybe even a piece of the lens is cracked a little bit, but he takes it out and he kind of looks out into the distance. And he looks like he's trying to kind of get an evaluation. He's very quiet for a moment. He kind of just looks.
Anyone you know?
And as he's looking out.
I think we might have found a solution to your supplies problem.
What?
He hands the spyglass.
Yeah, come
Do you
over,
take
take
yours
her
out
up,
as
yeah.
well? Great. The two of them pull it out. His is a little grainy. There's like one little crack that
Mine's
runs
an
down.
HD.
Yeah, Graven like looks at that one and then over and over is like.
Oh, what are we looking at?
You look out into the distance. You see 3 people, 2 human men, a sort of half-elf, some elven blood woman. And they are wearing like very nice clothes, like they're in good condition.
Oh my god.
And they have these little green capelets, like partial capes that go down just past the shoulder and like across the chest.
Uh-huh.
And you feel like you recognize those capelets as potentially, and Safira actually saw these as well, though she's not looking through the spyglass, as the Rapra
Yup.
which were these sort of people who were guided through the Rapra Mountains as part of like a little guided tour.
Oh, they've got
It's a smaller group than you expect, though.
Yeah.
And not only that, from what you understand, the route that they took was not this route. So they could be lost, they could be taking their own route, you don't know yet. But 3 people all wearing these kind of matching green little capelets, sort of moving along walking stick.
And they're coming towards us.
Yes, they're coming towards you.
Out, supposedly.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe out.
They could
out of the
definitely be heading
mountains.
out of the mountain.
These were the guys who were getting upcharged by
the mountain vacation rich folks.
Yeah.
Yes,
By
and
the
so
arch-
both Safira and Orba met them as they passed through Nagar West.
Yeah.
There was like a little
That was
market
my arrow
set up.
guy.
Yeah, by the
Yes,
Yeah.
and the
The
trinkets that you
flesher.
bought, the little wind-up trinkets, it was the same place. So they were selling things to these rich people who were taking a little sojourn into the mountain.
And they were like, oh, yeah, I'll get a second pair of fancy, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
clearly, like a sort of again, kind of wealthy retreat of
Glamping.
glamping in the Rapra.
Yeah, how like worn out do they and their like objects look? Their attire. Like
They're not like, they don't look hurt and they don't look like gassed,
Uh-huh.
but they look like they've been traveling. They
Okay,
don't look like
got
they
it.
just started.
They're not
But they're moving pretty briskly. They seem in good spirits and good health as far
Okay.
as you can tell.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I know what these people are.
A woman named Pith, Miriam Pith, takes inexperienced hikers into the Rapras. You've heard of this?
The
yeah.
Rapperliers.
Yes. They take them on the easiest possible route.
Okay.
She takes money from the wealthy and the coddled, and they get to pretend that they've conquered the mountains. Sometimes they return on their own to explore other areas of the Rapras. They're well known to the Goliath clans, usually because they wind up dead somewhere.
Yeah.
Goodness.
As in, Miriam is not among them right now.
No. The groups that go through are much larger, 20, 25 people.
So you think these were people who have already done it and now are doing it solo?
Yes.
So is the idea to steal from these people?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Or purchase. We have gold. You of all people are sighing at that idea?
Listen, I've seen the amount of money these people were putting down at those booths. This is where I met my arrow guy, remember? Yeah. I'm just saying, we could die in the mountains. They're unlikely to die on this easy. Well, you made me a bit nervous about that. I don't want to take anything from them that would cause them to die, but I'm saying we definitely don't have enough gold to bribe rich people. We have enough gold to bribe other people, probably, but not rich people.
Just offer them, like, 10 gold upsell on
They're
what
not
healing
gonna
potion
want
is?
to get rid of their stuff because they're already quite precious about it.
But it seems like they're taking a path that leads out of the mountains, no? So maybe they won't be needing certain supplies when they're leaving.
I suppose we can ask nicely first, and then not so nicely if we needed to. Obviously, we're not going to hurt these people.
Okay.
Obviously.
He said okay.
So maybe ask nicely, and if they don't want to give us things, maybe we do a quick pat and then get out of there. I was saying pat them down for their thing. You know what I'm saying? Just,
Like intimidate them, you mean? Like strong-arm them?
I think she means take things from their person.
Yes, that's what I mean.
These Rapperliers are, as you say, of the moneyed kind. If they do not accept your offer, are you prepared to take by force?
Yes.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
I will say, from experience, if you lead with reason and negotiation, they may sense your reluctance to harm them. Whereas if you lead with threats, they may believe that violence is all you know.
Right, that's actually not a bad idea. So maybe the way we ask nicely is by asking not so nicely, and they will just take the money that we want to offer them anyway for the stuff and give it to us for cheaper than what they bought it.
Listen, we're all skilled travelers here. We know how to take enough from them to help ourselves and also not leave them for dead. Yes?
I think so.
This has been a rather simple path we've taken thus far.
I'm just saying, do we lead with smiles or do we lead with or else?
Threats.
Threats. We lead with threats.
Okay.
They are unlikely to die if we leave them with nothing at this point.
Well, that's good to know.
Osrin's Pass is very... If we want to extend a bit of kindness, we can point in the direction of Osrin's Path.
What?
I'm so confused. Are we being nice to these people?
No,
or are we
we're
being
stealing
mean?
from them.
But we're giving them traveling tips after we do it?
Sure.
Well, my suggestion was
We are in Osrin's path.
Yes, but just sort of gesture and let them know they're going in the right direction, so they don't... They're idiots, I assume.
I don't know why you assume that, because...
Because they've never traveled... Look at them. They've never, I assume...
You point, they're like,
I'm like...
There's specks on the horizon. Look at these idiots.
What's this? What's this?
Oh, God. Well, if we sort of went after them and said, listen, we're going to take some stuff off you. Either you get some gold for it, or you get beaten up for it.
Right.
Maybe we just give them those
We
two
can
options. And...
posit all we want about how they're going to react. Start with threats. Are we willing to take it to the next step if they are not willing to go along with it?
Obviously, I'm not willing to kill them. I'm willing to, knock them up or tie them up or
They
continue
will
to threaten
acquiesce
them.
as long as we're threatening and scary, which we all are. Look
So
at us.
the first one that takes a swing at her, what happens to that one?
It gets hit.
All right.
Non-lethally. I'm trying to
That's-
hit it, not, in a
all
way
I
Okay,
that's gonna...
so,
Looking for.
well, to be quite honest, I don't know if you wish to participate in this, but you two are the most physically intimidating looking, I suppose. Do Goliaths, have a reputation in these mountains to people like the Rapperliers?
Yes,
Are they told to steer clear of them?
depends.
You're not worried about your reputation after strong-arming these people.
Miriam Pith is friend to the Goliath tribes, but Miriam's not with them.
Very well.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, if people are comfortable, I nominate Graven to maybe initiate conversation with another Goliath in tow, and we can be present, but they're scary looking.
I like to hang back because I'm definitely going to say something wrong. So you lead the charge. I'll just menacingly stand in the back. I can have my hand on my arrow.
Yeah, keep an eye on them for weapons or anything. If they
I'm
drop.
not particularly worried, but yeah.
Okay,
Stay behind us, Tiefling.
stay.
Stay behind us.
Come on. It's the job. It's literally the job.
Go.
Let's go.
Trudges ahead on foot. Are you joining him on foot, or are you following on horseback for now?
I'll like start leading the horse.
Okay, so on
Like,
foot
I'll
but
go
leading
on
the
foot,
horse.
yeah.
Okay, sure. The two of you kind of take a little bit of a gap there between sort of the Graven.
Yeah, I got my. I'm ready to draw my Volra.
Graven and Praxis just 30 so feet just ahead, just leading the pack a little bit. You guys. There's that little bit of slope down, and because you're both heading more or less directly at each other, it doesn't take actually that long for the two of you to come together. Maybe 15 minutes of kind of walking, and it's obvious that they can see you. It's pretty open here. Like if you can see them, they can definitely see you if they're headed in your direction. And you see them kind of walking. It doesn't seem to deter them. You get the impression that maybe you're not the first people that they've passed as they've walked through here. They don't immediately sort of are worried about your presence or anything like that. So they can start to get a little closer. Give me a perception check.
Oh,
Natty 1.
Graven tries to look, and then the wind blows in his eyes.
Oh, it's the worst feeling.
I'm doing the like multiple conversations in my head. Like, no, that's our stuff.
A little bit more time passes, another minute or so, and you get close enough that they're 50 feet off or so, close enough to the point where the lead one is one of the human men, kind of raises a hand up and waves, and Praxis kind of looks at you for a moment, doesn't raise his hand or anything. Do you do anything?
Does it look like a hello or a stop?
No, it looks like
okay.
I mean, yes, it looks
Yeah.
like a greeting.
I'll raise like slightly and kind of go make a line straight
Okay,
towards
yeah.
them. Yeah.
I mean, the path is not super wide, so you're more or less on a collision course of sorts. Start to get a little closer, and he's moving. As the lead one is getting a little closer, each of them has like a walking stick that they're sort of using to sort of move through the mountains, and the lead one's walking stick is incredibly ornate. It's very beautiful. It's very beautifully crafted, and not only that, the craftsmanship looks a little familiar. It looks like maybe one of the walking sticks that was at Donovan Ainsley's place. He sells fancy walking sticks in Nagarwis, so it's conceivable that one of these people wandered into his shop and found one of these kind of very, very fine walking sticks. He's very kind of proudly moving forward along the path. It has like a little spider, like a meerschaum spider up at the top, so it's like a little sort of walking stick that he had. Good morning, fellow mountaineers. Fine day for travel. Praxis looks to you. He's kind of waiting.
Dangerous paths, these. Dangerous mountains.
Well, wouldn't be fun if it wasn't.
Making your way home now.
Yes, we are on the tail end of our journey, although we do hope to visit the high cornices before we leave.
Always have to be prepared on your way into the mountains.
Yes,
I hope that you...
a tenant of Miriam Pith's teachings. Have you heard of Miriam Pith?
I believe
Yes, I believe so.
What kind of supplies did you bring?
Oh, well, rations and, let's see, we have kits and snowshoes and swords, bedrolls, all the essentials.
Are any of them wearing, they're wearing warm clothes?
Yes, they are wearing not only warm, but they look quite nice.
And does any of them look about Erland's size?
I mean, he would definitely fit into any of the three of them. Like, they're not different enough in size that...
I'm so short.
Any healing items?
Well, you do have to be prepared if someone gets hurt.
We'll have those.
You don't look hurt.
Always best, as I said, to be prepared.
Erland's gonna get off his horse as Graven's saying that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of move my horse and just kind of have my hand on my bow.
You need them for something?
Preparation.
Ah. We need them.
But you're already on your way out to safety.
Well, as I said, we hope to visit the what do we visit? The cornices.
I just think that you are already on a path to safety.
Make an intimidation check.
12. And that you won't be needing them.
As you said, on our way to safety, yes. And he's sort of stammering a little bit, and the elven or half-elven woman kind of pipes up. Yes, but if we give them, then maybe we won't be as safe. See, so safety would be a problem for us.
What I'm saying is that if you don't give them to us, you will not be safe.
As he's saying this, I'm kind of pulling my bow out. I'm not knocking it at them. I'm almost like, as though I'm fiddling with it. I'm testing, like,
The
putting
tensile
things.
strength.
I'm just like, as though I'm not even watching them. I'm kind of just playing with
I'm
it.
walking up next to Graven, sort of cracking my knuckles.
Making a
And as those front two who are sort of getting nervous, you can tell, sort of stammering a little bit, sort of searching for the next words. The second human man in the back, you can see him kind of reach for maybe something on a scabbard on his waist.
Without even
there.
kind of looking at him, I'm bad
Hold.
idea, mate.
Hold there. And I'm gonna walk past the first two and like walk right up to him and see if I can see.
You're gonna try and walk past those first two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start to walk, and the two of them kind of converge a little bit. Are you gonna push through them?
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh shit. Here we go.
It's going good.
There we go. Come on. Oh.
Ooh, 11. I didn't think for so as you
10.
As you get closer, the two of them just sensing that maybe if they let you get by, that conflict might be inevitable. They kind of like squeeze shoulder to shoulder.
And can I see over them to see what he's
Yeah,
grabbing?
you can. He's got like some kind of handle, like a pommel. You can see. You can't see the whole thing, but he has something in a scabbard on his waist there.
I assure you, if you draw weapons, this will be your last day.
Just let us go.
We've killed stronger men than you, but hours ago.
We've killed stronger things than men.
For less.
What was it that you wanted?
Any healing potions. And I'll point to the guy who had the pommel.
Okay.
Your warm clothes.
And he's sort of, oh, fuck off. Just give him the cup. Reaches into his satchel, takes out a healing potion.
I'll hand it to. Is she close enough?
Orba was still behind
I
a
think
little
you're
bit.
behind. I'll just put it in my
Erland
pack
was up
for now.
next.
Is that the only one you have?
Yes.
Does that seem true?
Yeah.
23.
23. It does not seem true. And he sort of immediately, as he sort of, yeah. Like he
Is that
almost
the guy in the front who does that?
front human, not the one who was holding
yeah.
his sword. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk straight up to him and get really close. The other, please.
They're just now.
Grab his collar. The other.
Nods to the woman next to him who reaches in, pulls out a healing potion, and hands it over.
Is that all of them now?
Yes.
Does that
Make an insight check.
Oh my
Make an
Okay,
insight
can
check.
I? Yeah.
19.
19.
15.
15. The two of you look at her as she says that, and you watch her eyes just kind of flick back toward the man in the back there. Yes. And at this, you hear some heavy footsteps. Praxis moving up behind. And he hits the girl square in the face.
No.
And she sort of tumbles back. And the first guy in the back tries to draw his sword.
Oh, can I grab
When he
him
draws
by
his
the
sword, I'm
arms?
drawing
Give me an
the
athletics
bow.
check. Yep.
Okay.
Fucking
shoot this guy?
I'm not gonna shoot him. I'm just intimidating him. I'm trying to keep him from.
Ooh, 21.
So you hold his hand kind of right there at the pommel, stopping him from drawing.
This guy still.
Great, and the woman is out. She just drops. She just drops to the ground. Whoa, 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 whoa!
No one needs to get hurt. Give us the healing potion. Don't be an idiot.
I can make sure that she's not dead.
Do it then.
Okay, I'll go down and I'll
You can see her chest rising. She doesn't look dead. She just
I'll do a spare the dying on her, which is it stabilizes.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll do a few.
Right. She's not even. She's not even dying. Yeah, she's not 0 hit points. She's just unconscious. She's incapacitated.
All right. I'll do it for show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a deception check.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do like a little.
I mean, you're doing a spell that isn't doing what you're saying it's gonna do.
Right.
So yeah.
Right,
Deception check.
18.
Raven kind of lays the hands down. There's a little bit of light, that's showing.
Yeah, because I could make something light.
And he
up
looks
a little.
over and watches it happen, and then he looks down and can see her chest rising. It already was, but he doesn't notice.
Oh.
She'll live, and you will as well. Warm clothes, all of the potions you have.
Takes a step back, and he goes to the other man and goes to his backpack. So he goes like around behind him and reaches in, takes out a third healing potion. All of the three just regular standard healing potions. He takes out a third healing potion.
Great.
That's the last healing potion.
Any other potions?
No!
No other healing potions. Or
Any other potions?
No.
I'm kind of clearing my throat.
Oh my god, you guys. This is slow bleed.
10.
Dirty 20.
As far as you can tell, that's all he has on him, just from the sort of timbre of his voice changing.
This didn't need to be this challenging.
Didn't need to do it at all. And he starts to go to the other guy, and he's kind of helping him take his coat off.
What was that?
Erland.
I said, here's your coat.
Thank you.
She'll be fine.
Give me a perception check. As he's rummaging through his bag when he went to go get
Through his own or the other guy's?
Through the other guy's bag.
Okay, perception, because I'm the closest here. 16.
16. As he's rummaging through, the knapsacks are decently sized. You didn't get the impression that he was lying about not having more potions, but they're pretty well stocked. They clearly have like a decent amount of stuff. They've got some tools. They have a couple small weapons and things.
If I'm still down by her,
yeah, sure.
You said she's not unconscious, but she's kind of reeling from.
Yeah, she's incapacitated, so she's like knocked out, but she didn't.
I take her bag off of her?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
You start to do that?
I'll start to do that.
You said just the potion and the clothes.
She'll be fine.
You said just the potion.
Are you not familiar with a robbery, friend?
Listen, you are the most well-stocked travelers we have ever seen. You will be well off. You're on a safe path. You're just inexperienced. You're not gonna die. You're just gonna have a bad day.
And a good story to tell your friends.
Brilliant story. Robbed.
Rest of the road here was peaceful. You should be fine.
Rest of it was peaceful, was it?
I'm gonna go back to my horse and just start.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
moving
riding
on.
away.
What's on the
Yeah,
Did you check the bag?
I just took
took it.
I just took the bag. Yeah.
Great, yeah, I'll hop on.
And as soon as you guys have like vacated the area, he goes over. The two of them go to her and sort of help her sit up. You can see her kind of just sort of like eyes sort of coming back a little bit.
Cracked.
2 words.
He was done with that interaction. He was like,
Praxis finds his way kind of back to the horses there, and they help her up kind of slowly, and then they're moving kind of slowly by, and they sort of take a wide berth around the group, and they pass around and start to head by in the other direction. Anything else as they're sort of heading?
I mean,
You get a couple little quick sideways eye glances, but they don't say anything to you.
I'll start, go
Rummaging through the bag. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else before? Last call to say or do anything to them as they sort of.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad I can't even see Orba's disdainful face. How upset she is with me. I can imagine it.
So there's 2 days worth of rations in there.
Oh my gosh, great.
2 days worth of rations, another set of crampons, another climber's kit, a set of snowshoes, an ice axe, like an ice pick axe.
Ooh, that's very Kratos.
It's small. It's used just for kind of puncturing holes. Yeah, it's not huge. She had a walking stick. Did you pick that up? Okay, that kind of fell to the side when he hit her. Great. So that you didn't take the walking stick. A bedroll. Some standard traveling accessories, torches, flint and steel, some like bandages and things. There's a few sketches in a small bound diary. It looks like when they visited some of the places in the Rapra Mountains, like she had sort of sketched. There's like some mountain ranges, there's a ridge, there's like a big cave. There's a picture of an owl bear that she had kind of drawn from...
So no other potion.
The potions of healing. So you got 3 total potions of healing. There's 1 bottle of fine wine. It's like a very nice bottle of wine that looks like it could have been a maybe celebratory wine for them.
Graven's back in the mountains and feeling like himself.
Give me a perception check on the wine.
Okay.
Oh shit! Is it fucking?
Oh, I feel so bad now. We stole
Hey,
her drawings.
maybe it's poisoned, and we just saved her life.
Yeah.
A 5.
Don't recognize the wine.
Okay.
There was a horn that looks like it's not like a multiple notes instrument horn. It's like a signal horn. Like it just makes 1 note. It's like a ivory horn that has sort of carvings in it.
like that.
Just makes a low, loud noise that could probably be heard over a long distance.
Okay.
And 2 clumps of wild root. And you recognize those as sort of a beneficial plant, but you don't recall exactly what they do. You're sort of some knowledge of the... Yes, it's something that... Yeah, it's something that's... Holy shit.
Like in the realm of the what's that root that we
Riot
Riot root.
in the realm of that.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, you recognize it as something that people sort of eat or use, but you just can't remember what they do with it. It's not familiar to you.
Okay. Well, I'll put the 3 potions in there and fling that. I mean, altogether that's a fair amount of slots.
Oh, you have the 3 potions.
Yeah, I mean, what are you taking?
Yeah. God. I mean, the 3 potions, the ice axe.
That's a small...
So that's.
Are
already...
you keeping an extra set of crampons? You guys want those? You have enough for each person.
What else did he lose? Was it just the clothes?
I think just the clothes, yeah. So you all already have a set of those.
Slots I have left here.
Are they back to me? Like,
Graven came back with the bag, yeah. And
do
Riding
you,
off a little bit, yeah.
do you need
Sure, they've passed you by, too. Like, you're not
okay.
standing there with them.
do you need help carrying any of that?
Most of it is useless. I'll hang on to this axe and a bit of fine wine.
Right, I don't feel great about that, but just keep in mind they do have a lot of money that can replace everything they had, and they're likely going to be just fine.
Let's
emphasize that.
Let's move on from
Okay,
this.
fair enough. I'm just saying it's better if we don't die. And now, healing potions, less likely that we die. Good. I like it being less. I feel bad about that, just to be clear. I do feel bad about that.
About this.
Is it enough to not have to visit the village?
I think that was kind of out of the question anyway, but
I believe so.
what do you
Will
think?
do, yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Really punched her right in the face. Was that absolutely necessary? I thought we were doing quite a bit to intimidate her. Otherwise, I had my bow pointed at them.
It worked.
Orba kicks her horse to keep things moving.
He lied.
I'm gonna kind of
Man's gotta have a
Erland.
Sensitive. Oh, no.
As we're going there, I'll be picking through it.
Yeah.
And
We can do this. You're trying to divvy up some of the items.
Yeah,
it
not
is pointed
but
at you.
basically saying.
Stop it.
Like I'll say to the group,
I got slots if you need them.
Me too.
like I'll say, crampons, snowshoes. I don't imagine we need an extra pair of any of these things.
I have crampons. I don't have snowshoes.
Yeah, I don't think you guys had snowshoes.
Oh.
That's different. That helps you walk on like light snow without falling into it, whereas crampons are for like walking across ice or like.
I'll say this seems like a you thing, and I'll throw the shoes to Erland there. You light on your feet.
Not walking.
I follow that.
Right?
Follow that all the way.
You're the one when we need someone to use their feet in a special way. It's usually you.
You're the footwork guy.
wind and snowshoes. Yes, that's a great idea.
Erland, you're a foot guy. Take this.
You're one of those foot guys, right?
How many slots of snowshoes?
Just one.
Just one?
They can be kind of attached to the bag. They're very light.
The papers don't, like her drawings and stuff, don't take up a slot. I'll keep those.
Weirdo.
But yeah, basically going through things, crampons, snowshoes,
There's a bedroll.
yeah, that stuff. I'll just be tossing it to the side.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Lands by the side.
Ice axe on me,
Okay.
horn on me,
Okay.
and then
The wild root was the last.
yeah, the wild root on.
Are you keeping all 3 healing potions?
No, I'll like.
Do
hand
we each get a
couple of
healing
those out.
potion?
Well, who does not have a healing potion on them?
I don't have one.
You take one.
Okay.
I'll take one. Do you have room for one more?
She already has 2, right?
Yes. I already have 2, but I can keep the stock.
You'll be the keeper then.
Okay.
So we each have 1, and you have
3.
3 now.
Good. That is good.
Well done.
Thank you for the assistance, Praxis.
Let's go.
Starts to walk. You sense, even with his kind of stoic nature, that maybe given the sort of arrangement that he had with Cliff, that he's glad to not have to stop at the village. Like, he's happy to... It seems like when he gets you there, maybe he gets paid. Like, that's the end of his thing. So the longer that gets drawn out, the worse it is kind of for him. So he's relieved that maybe you're not considering taking that sort of detour, and begins to continue to walk you along.
I'll start after we've kind of divvied that stuff out. I'll start kind of shuffling through the diary and the drawings as we're going.
Are you looking for anything?
Leisurely? No. I mean, if I recognize significant.
You don't. They're pretty close up. They're not like full landscapes that you necessarily like. There's sort of. It looks like one's like someone sitting on a little ridge. It could have been one of those other 2 people that she was with. There's one, like I said, of an owl bear. So there's some like maybe just little experiences that they sort of had as they.
There's no Il Vigo poem in there.
No, there's no words at all. It's entirely artistic. There's no words, no labels, no words, nothing.
That was the diary thing.
Yeah, it's like a small bound clump of pages. It's not like a nice diary, but it's
no words. Okay.
Yep, no words.
I give you your clothes back, your warm clothes back.
No.
Thank you.
And Erland now has a better fitting set of warm clothes.
Really nice, really nice too.
Really
You said
fancy
They look.
This one with the.
They're not like better in terms of their ability to like keep warmth, but they look nicer.
They look
yes,
better.
yeah, they do look fancier.
He's like, that's what I care about.
that's what I meant by men.
That's
Yeah,
important to me.
I mean they look.
That's gonna be huge. This is gonna be a big deal. I'm serious.
The trail continues on for another couple of hours.
You can't see.
Greater good.
Very empty, very still, very stoic. It's deep enough in at this point that you start to wonder when you're going to maybe make some vertical headway. The hills are dwarfing you to your left and right, forward, all around. And from the description of the Skybowl's location, you assume you're going to be heading kind of up sooner rather than later. Some very large birds, condors perhaps, pass overhead, gliding on their very impressive wingspans. You wish you could see what they see, but Praxis remains very resolute in his steadfast adherence to the lowland route for now. Finally, at a juncture where the trail seems to continue forward with a very slight bend to the right, Praxis turns to his left, and he stops, faces uphill, and as you get kind of up to him, you follow his gaze and look up this kind of slope to the left. There's a very thin path that kind of zigzags back and forth up a rocky ascent. And the formation looks mostly natural, like it was kind of there to begin with, but with some partially fabricated parts. A popular enough route, it seems, that the mountain-dwelling people bothered to clear out some rocks, reinforce it in a few places. So it's a way that you're on this kind of lowland area, and there's another area up here, and it's this zigzagging path that allows you to get up to that higher area. And it zigzags enough with not so much of a slope that none of it's a climb. You're not climbing at any point. And it's big enough for the horses to travel up. It's single file for sure, like you wouldn't be able to ride 4 across, but you could certainly still ride the horses all the way up. And as he kind of stops, kind of looks up at it.
This takes us to Upper Osrin's. From there, it's a short ride to meeting with my scout, who will tell us what she's learned about the best way to get to the Skybowl. Guide your horses with care. Loose footing begets a long fall.
Understood.
He starts to walk. sort of uphill now at this point.
Kind of pet my horse's neck as we go up.
You do so. What's the order here now that you're walking single file?
I will take up the rear.
I will lead.
Okay. Orba right behind Praxis.
I'll be then, I guess, behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. Orba, Graven, Safira, Erland, kind of the riding order.
Graven Erland at the end. Yeah.
Graven, Safira, or sorry, Orba, Safira, Graven, Erland.
Safira, Graven Erland.
So you guys start to work your way up. It's very winding. You go way off to the right, and then up a little bit, and then back off to the left. So each time you pass along, you go up this kind of little hitched terrain, just to move yourself slowly to get to that higher terrain without it ever being kind of a big steep slope. Everybody give me perception checks.
Oh God.
At least it wasn't animal handling.
Be perceptive.
Your perception check
My
isn't-
No, my perception is not one of the ones that I get.
It is not.
That's stupid.
And it's stupid because 3.
10.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
You guys are doing my job.
As you guys are riding
Yeah.
up the side of this little slope here, the temperature's dropping very quickly. You can feel that. The higher elevation means you're getting not only a little more out into the sun, but there's less shielding you from the cold air and the breeze. So it's quickly getting very cold. You kind of have the idea to maybe throw on an extra coat, a layer now as it's starting to get cold. It's not prohibitively cold, but it's just
I'm gonna reach
uncomfortable.
into my saddlebag and get out my warm.
You can
coat
certainly
and
like
kind
drape
of,
it over
drape
your
it over
current
my
armor
coat.
and things. Yeah. Has a nice fuzzy interior.
It's like a shearling coat.
Smells like.
As you're moving up, you notice that this terrain has several kind of large nooks and crannies in the stone, some of them large enough that might even be considered small caves. And it strikes you as a good spot for weather protection. And the reason why you sort of have that thought is it's these kinds of formations that you're going to want to keep an eye out for when you're looking to make camp in the colder, harsher climates. When you're up in the sky bowl and up near the peaks, you're going to need some of this. You wouldn't be able to just sleep out in the open air like you did the night before. It'd be far too cold. So you'd be looking for kind of little outcroppings like this once you get up to the sky bowl. In addition to these little nooks, sometimes they go a little deeper in, like I said, little small caves. And as Graven's kind of riding by at one point, you look off to the side, and a little pair of eyes kind of just opens and closes. And with that perception check, they're kind of yellowish and lupine in nature. Wolves sort of nesting in these small caves. You spot one pair of eyes, and then as you kind of ride by, Erland opens and closes another set of one of these eyes. They don't jump out at you or make any noise of any kind, but you see them kind of open and close slightly there as you guys slowly work your way up a little bit more. So you spot those a little bit of time here as you're working back and forth along.
Wolves.
Should be alright. Usually if you don't bother them, they don't bother you.
Pat the horses.
Would there be... These are significantly larger mountains than the ones we were in prior, right?
This mountain range is much bigger, yes.
Would there be mountain ranges of this size in, like, Kira?
Yes, not near Kender, not near the capital city. Okay. That's not nearly as mountainous.
So basically, I'm asking, is this my first time in mountains this high?
Yeah, I mean, you were in the Shocky Mountains, which are no slouch, but they're not this. I mean, these are quite expansive. Yes, definitely. And Safira, you've been not only in the Shockies, but also up near in the Highlands, which again, maybe not quite this, certainly not this cold, because like not elevation wise, but the ranges were quite big. So you've been in something of this size in that sense.
And I guess I've been here.
Who knew? Who'd have thunk?
Riding in front?
Yeah.
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh God. Oh, I should be in front. We're a bunch of idiots.
I don't know why you let that happen.
I don't know why I let that happen.
15. As Praxis is moving along, you're following close behind on the horse. His sort of weight as only one person doesn't have any effect, and he turns to kind of go up to the next slope, and you ride the horse, and at one point, the horse just kind of skips a little bit as one of those pieces that was kind of overhanging just collapses under its feet just because of the weight. But you pull at the reins and kind of just quickly navigate it out of the way, and you hear the rocks trickle down, and Praxis sort of...
Don't do that.
Sorry.
he's on his way up. Take the turn, start to keep moving. So you can see the terrain is starting to, maybe the weight of the horses is just ever so slightly making it a little more precarious as you start to ascend here. And Erland's in the back, give me a perception check.
22.
22.
Nice. There we go.
After the line had kind of stopped briefly for a moment as those rocks kind of kicked out, and then the line begins again. And as you begin, you're the last one to start your horse moving again. And as you do so, you give one look back, and one of the wolves, sort of hearing the noise of the rocks trickling down, just pokes its head out of one of these little caves. And as you're riding, it just slowly kind of following behind. Hey! You doing that to the wolf? I couldn't tell if you were getting their attention or not.
That's me trying to scare the wolf.
Sure.
That's me trying to scare the wolf.
Do I hear him doing this behind me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn around and
You see him turning around,
and then to Erland. Shh.
I'm trying to scare the wolf.
I can tell what you're doing.
and in Praxis kind of hear you talking. What's going on?
There's a wolf following us.
Throws up his backpack. He takes the sword that he had, he unsheathes it, and marches to the back of the line. And sort of starts walking toward the wolf, and it kind of bounds away.
See, that's what you would have had to do.
Oh, right, I'll do that next time.
What the hell were you doing? It sounded like he was having a sneeze.
I was trying to do it quietly so
It
there
was
wouldn't be an
ridiculous.
I've never been in the
Terrifying.
mountains.
Let's keep...
See, he wants us to be quiet.
Should they not be approaching us? Is that out of the norm?
Something's not right.
What do you mean?
These winter wolves favor the higher elevations. You could tell. Whitish fur to camouflage with the snow. It is not unheard of to see one in Osrin's, but it is unusual. You must have followed something down here. Food, perhaps.
But the horses look good if they're hungry, so shall we keep moving?
What sort of food would the wolves follow down here?
Any kind of creature.
Oh, shit.
Anything that looked good to eat. The moment you see one start an approach, you make noise to scare it off.
Not...
More noise
Yes.
than
All right,
Thank
I'll
you.
make more noise than that.
What he did.
Fine.
that. If that doesn't work, you might as well make the first move to attack. Because it will come for you if it's not scared. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Picks his backpack up. Starts to walk along the trail.
Yeah?
What?
You like this guy?
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys will stop.
You want to write this guy a letter or something?
Walks
What do you
by, four of you, and starts up the trail again. There's a moment here while you're all kind of just stopped looking at each other.
Do you perhaps want to go in front, behind him?
Yes, actually. Look, I
You
know what
almost
I'm doing.
fell already.
You're not going to be able to get past me.
It's not
No, I
that
can-
narrow.
oh, okay.
You have to maneuver, but it's not like...
I'll maneuver around her so that I
Okay,
can
give me
get.
an animal handling check. That you do have the extra +3
Yes, okay.
proficiency on.
Oh my god.
+3.
Alright, fine. I rolled a 15.
12.
12. As you
You
sort of...
bump Orba off the cliff.
No, Safira goes to the outside. And she sort of works her way around so she can get past and into the front position. And it's not too far off where Orba just skipped a few of those rocks. And there's another kind of... And you're able to pull the horse back up.
I look
but once again
back to see the wolf, if the wolf's coming up.
Give me a perception check.
Sorry.
Nat 20.
A nat 20. As you look around now, listening, you see one head kind of...
Immediately gonna jump off my horse and pull out my nunchaku and
Okay.
Oi! Oi! Ah!
Give me an intimidation check.
Tried to aim over here. That's not. Intimidation 17.
17. It sort of takes 2 steps back up, and then disappears back into the cave that it sort of poked out its head
Immediately
from.
look at Praxis.
And he sort of...
And I'm gonna kind of signal ahead.
I gotta pop up my horse.
move slowly forward, and that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh my gosh.
We work our way up the hillside. Didn't want to push it too far before we take a little break here.
Sorry, guys.
We've reached the midway point of our episode. Thank you all so much for joining us as always. We'll be back in the mountains, the Rapra Mountains. We hope you're enjoying our new lovely mountains overlay. And when we come back, we will see if we can avoid.
Good looking mountain right there.
Good looking.
That's a good
Is that a river or lightning or?
No, it's like
No, that's like a river.
it's
It's
a
like an
river.
estuary.
Yeah, I think it's
Leading into a
Delightful.
it is delightful.
double exposure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We will read out some stuff when we get back.
Yeah.
But we will take a quick break as always, and then we'll come back and we'll figure out if we can get through here without upsetting the wildlife, the local wildlife.
Oh, we're gonna-
Grab
we
some
already
items, no
upset
problem.
wildlife.
Easy.
Problem.
No,
Just an easy robbery.
easy.
Rocked a few jaws.
I can't see how
Rocked a
people...
few jaws.
Affect us negatively.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back. Quick break. We'll dive back in. We'll see you on the other side.
Oh, goodness.
Go. Stay.
Oh!
What is
hello.
happening?
There's a little tavern
Surprise,
below there.
surprise.
Can you get to
Can we
the
get rid
thing?
of that? Hey.
Hey.
Stream
OBS was
deck.
like, fuck this show.
OBS was
Ended.
like, I need a longer break, please.
Weird.
Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We will be diving right back into the heart of the Rapra Mountains as we attempt to ascend up to the upper Osrin's Pass. But before we do that,
Here we go. Plexmane gave out 2 community subs. Banish Raven gave out 5 community subs. Plexmane did 200 bits. Crazy Locha did a sub. Drovington did 100 bits. GM Powers did 200 bits. I don't know anymore. 3344 did 100 bits. Jack River Power, I don't know either. Jack River Power does 10 community subs. Jack River Power did 100 bits. Stabbing Cover did a bit. Jellybug did 2 bits. Cool Shiver did 500 bits. GF Power did 100 bits. Jack River Power gave out a community sub. And then 10 more community subs, followed by another one for a total of 12. Jeremiah gave out 100 bits. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Jack River Power did 500 bits. And Stabbing Cobra did 100 bits.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to know if Snapping Cobra
Thank you.
owns a cobra.
That goes.
That's what cobras do.
So we've heard.
So we've heard.
Thank you guys
Famously.
so much. All right. We return to the side of this little pass here as we get up to the sort of upper Osrin's Trail. With Praxis leading the way, working your way carefully. Safira now in the front. She's worked her horse around enough that she's able to lead in a way that allows her to kind of be the first one if there's any sort of imperfections in the terrain or anything that sort of feels unsteady in that way. Erland has just scared off one of the foxes as per Praxis's instructions. You can still hear as you're moving just some quiet kind of like it disappeared back into the cave, but they're lurking. You can tell in some of these little nooks and things. You've seen a few pairs of eyes as you pass by some of these more open spaces, these crevices in the rock. So you guys are moving slowly, keeping a careful eye. And you can tell Praxis is as well. He no longer has his weapon kind of slung. He's holding it sort of under one arm and with the backpack sort of slung over his other shoulder, making sure that he has one hand on it at all times. And he seems to have slowed his pace as well, sort of quietly. Just moving, listening to you guys, listening for the sounds of sort of hooves behind him. I need everybody to give me animal handling checks as we move.
I wouldn't like to.
Yep.
Yeah. Come on, Daddy.
Haha, 22.
9.
22.
Excuse me.
That's 21.
Oh, baby.
9.
9. Okay.
Bitch.
All right.
Bye, friends.
No. As you guys are moving up quickly, it's not the terrain that seems to affect the horses in this moment, but some of the sets of eyes that appear in the darkness. And you can tell that the horses sense them a little bit and are a little just kind of spooked by creatures they can't quite see. And Safira and Graven sort of immediately getting their horses under control, sort of turning the heads away, sort of making sure that they don't stare directly into these sort of threatening eyes. But Erland and Orba's horses just kind of looking to the side, immediately kind of they start to sort of footsteps, hoof steps kind of backing up a little bit, almost like back down the trail as they don't want to get a little further. So now there's almost like a little divide, Erland at the back, as your horse is almost backing up a little bit.
Praxis. The horses are getting a bit spooked. Should we make a show of taking out a few wolves?
No, God, listen, everybody, can you give me a moment? I can speak with them.
It's all right. It'll calm down. It'll calm down in a moment.
And he had kind of gone around and it's kind of up on the next ridge almost. So he's kind of looking over the side down at some of the horses that are down below, including
Kind of
Erland.
quietly because he's above me. Sorry.
Just so you know, Praxis, I have the ability to speak with animals, so before we waste our energy and try to scare them, I can try to intimidate them maybe more effectively.
Does that work?
It's not a guarantee, but yes.
Better than scaring them?
I mean, yes, if I can scare them with actual threats other than just yelling, then it might be, yeah.
And he looks, and ahead of him, he can see another kind of...
They can tell me what they want,
Wolf
too,
head
or
peering
what they're
out.
hunting.
Us, I imagine.
Decide now. We need to threaten or to speak.
I'll speak with them.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a second and cast Speak with Animals.
While she does that, can
Yep.
Orba dismount and get in front of her horse and like get its reins
You can,
nice
yeah.
and close to her and just
Yep.
I'll lean over my horse a little bit.
You do so. And again, they're not like panicking, but they can sense things around them. And behind Erland at the back there, you can see that coming around the bend of the previous bend that you went around, one of the wolves kind of, none of them are sort of quite sort of lashing out, but keeping an eye on your sort of progress.
I'll get off my horse so that I can perhaps lead it a little bit more effectively.
Okay, sure.
Especially if Safira's stopping to talk here.
Yeah, she takes a brief moment here to cast the spell.
Yeah, okay. And after casting this spell...
So there's definitely one like up ahead of Praxis a little bit,
Okay.
and then you can see the one sort of a little ways
Can
behind Erland.
do I get any sense of anyone leading the charge? Like, is there one that seems to be pointing in a particular way, or like, can I
me a
get a sense of
perception check.
alpha here?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Is that cocked,
Just did a magic
or is that reasonable?
on you.
I don't know.
No,
Defer
it's
to your
It's not
judgment.
cocked. Okay. 9.
9. From what you can tell, they all look pretty similar.
Okay.
They're maybe the one that's ahead, like in Praxis's direction. It's just a little bit larger, but you don't see anything maybe that would...
Okay, I'll speak to the one that's larger then.
Just sort of quiet pause along the rock there as it gets a little closer.
I'm gonna kind of, with my head bowed a little bit.
We mean you no harm, friend. You hunting something?
Yes.
What are you hunting? Right. Have you not been able to find food recently? Hungry. Okay.
Can I have rations in my bag.
It's like
And I'm
mostly
assuming
like
there's
dried
like dried
fruits, nuts.
meats.
Yes, there's some dried meats. Yeah.
Can I, the dried meats would not be enough to feed multiple wolves, would they?
How much are you doing? I mean, you guys have a number of rations. How much are you throwing? If you want. I mean, you have quite a bit of food with you guys. You guys are planning on traveling
I'm willing to
multiple
throw
days.
them all my dried meats, especially we just got rations from the... I have nuts.
How
and
much
stuff.
do you guys have? Like a day's worth of rations?
Yeah,
What do
I
you guys
have, like,
yeah, I know what I got.
15 days worth of rations or something.
Okay, I'll call it like
I have 11 days.
2 days worth of rations if you're tossing all
Okay, yeah.
the meat you have.
Yeah, I would like to give him some meat then.
Okay. You're like tossing it out onto the trail?
Yeah.
Okay. And he gets a little closer. You can see Praxis like sort of nervous because it's
Yeah.
getting closer, and he has like one hand that he puts around one of the handles of his weapon.
Look, we can toss you some meat. You don't want to fight with us, though. We're magical and very dangerous, you understand? We will kill you, but we don't want to. Do you understand? I know you're hungry.
Toss it. And he starts to bite it. It kind of falls out of its mouth onto the ground.
It's dry, but it's good. I don't like it as much as the fresh stuff either. I promise you it's food.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh. He don't like
Oh my god, 2.
2.
Okay, fine. So when he does that, I'm gonna kind of, in a growl,
We will kill you in a moment. Don't proceed any further.
Alright, give me an intimidation check. This one's with disadvantage because you failed the
because I
last
failed
one.
the last one.
And you can see Praxis also, it's getting a little closer, and Praxis has his second
with
hand kind of on it.
disadvantage?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's cocked, but
Could get worse.
Oh, yeah, no, okay.
Guess not.
Yeah, 3.
3. You don't see intimidation in its eyes, and it takes a couple steps forward, and Praxis doesn't wait this time. It gets close enough that he just drops the bag and takes a swing at it, and I need everybody to roll initiative in here.
I tried to be nice, you little shit.
I don't know that you had the right negotiating tools for it.
I didn't have the right negotiating tools.
You just needed the fresh meat of those travelers' bodies.
I know. Oh. Such a shame. All right.
Such a bad initiation.
20 to 25.
23.
Nice.
Oh, we want.
Oh, can you become a full-blown wolf and confuse the fuck out of them?
I honestly had
Praxis is
that
gonna
thought.
cut your head off. Oh yeah.
Not that one. Not that one.
No one under that? Okay.
You said 20.
23.
Well, I didn't know if you'd finish rolling.
Yeah.
15 to 19. Oh, okay. 10 to 14.
14.
14 for
Wolves.
Orba as well.
Okay.
My
What's your
initiation was
dexterity
so
modifier?
bad.
My dex is
It's a
0.
really bad roll.
Then the wolves will go.
I wasted a spell slot trying to save your little butts.
5 to
Those
9.
fluffy butts.
9.
Now we have to kill the little fluffy butts, and I'm
5
sad.
to 9.
5. Sorry. I don't want to kill the fluffy butts.
What about Praxis?
No.
Oh, Praxis. All right, I didn't know. 12. Is that ahead of Graven?
Yes.
Okay, so Orba, Praxis, Graven.
Orba, Praxis, Graven, yeah.
Orba does what to Graven?
How'd you like an homage? Alright, everyone.
Okay, so as the wolf kind of lashes out and Praxis goes in for an attack, something you do notice is from a couple successful intimidations, both Praxis's and Erland's, some of them disperse. So there's less than maybe you would have thought if they had all kind of jumped on you to begin with.
Okay.
Turning these on?
Give me 1 second, and yes.
Yay.
Alright.
Sorry, guys.
Will my
Oh, that's
gloves
fine.
come in handy? You try to save their lives.
I tried.
Now you have.
You can rest your head on your
I
pillow.
mean, I'm
knowing
just
that you
mad
tried.
about
And that
your
I
dry
tried
meat
to
being
save
covered
them.
in wolf spittle. You're picking that back up.
Alright.
You're eating it. You'll like it.
Okay, give me the riding order one more time. Was
It is
Safira?
Erland.
The
No,
riding
the
order.
riding
riding.
order. Yeah, just for the
Safira,
order.
me.
Praxis.
Praxis was first, Safira, Orba,
Orba,
Graven, Erland.
Graven,
Yes,
Erland.
got it. Great. Put them on the map there.
Oh.
Okay, all right. We can turn our
Oh.
battle maps on.
Hey.
Let's
Oh,
switch
baby.
over.
Here we go.
Woo!
Oh, look at that.
Can't wait to
Oh
fall
my
off of
God.
the edge to my
Oh,
death.
yeah, this edge. Oh, our horses. Oh, no.
No, that's why Matt
Look
made
at
us
all those
roll
little
our HP
Eevees.
horses. My horse
Okay.
has a name and it's not Evie.
They're so hungry. These
So-
poor wolves.
This is the kind of pass here.
Whoa, cool.
So you guys have started, kind of along this. You went up here, then turned the second bend here. So you're along this bend.
So how far of a fall is it from where we are
Oh,
to the
it
next
looks
level?
bad. It looks
not
bad.
crazy.
There's a little
20,
fire
30?
down there.
Like 30-ish, 35 feet, 30, 35 feet.
Nothing.
For you
Please,
personally.
for you.
That is so cool.
Is there like a fog effect?
Yeah, just
When
from a
you- oh,
distance
okay.
kind of thing. Okay, so there's a few wolves here. There was one kind of right behind Erland.
Wolf
one
stew.
right up next to Praxis. And then a couple
Praxis
more.
does,
Oh, my God.
Well, he told us pretty much the route.
That's true.
And are wolves a medium creature?
Yes, they are.
Should I request being greased up now that I have the
Oh, my
grease?
God.
Oh,
Well, you,
That
I
shit
already
was so
gave it to
expensive,
You
don't
don't
you
have to
dare.
request. Don't
Grease
do
me
that.
up!
Ugh.
And we'll put the horses
Takes
at
like
the
10
end of
minutes.
the. We'll just say, I mean, they're mostly just going to try and kind of find a hiding spot or somewhere
We
to
gotta
scatter.
skin these wolves when we're done with them.
Okay.
You go from not wanting to hurt animals
I don't
to
want to hurt
desecrating
them.
their
I
bodies
don't. It's not
like
desecration. It's using the.
You
That's
have
true.
to kill them.
That's
Use
true.
every part of the
have to
animal.
I might as well make use of them.
I'd like to desecrate.
I'd like to throw in one vote for desecration.
She loves desecrated stuff.
Oh,
I do.
There we go.
Alrighty, let me do a quick order.
Graven's like, how do I? Trying to take
Erland was first, and then the wolves, and Orba.
That's me.
Is this what you like?
Praxis.
That was his first taste of dry kibble and he didn't like it.
Graven.
You offended him, Graven?
I was
Safira,
trying to help.
I like you said I like it. You're basically like, I like eating raw meat too.
All right.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
So we start with Erland. You immediately can tell that there's a couple wolves that were kind of emerging from that dark sort of cave crevice area.
Yeah, sure.
There was one directly behind you, and then one that was up near Praxis. You definitely saw all of those already because they were kind of out in the open. What would you like to do?
So, which of the two wolves right now are closer to me? The one sort of to the north or to the west?
And out. That one's about 25 feet, we'll say, and this one's about 30 feet. So the one just over that rock
They're
is
right
a little
next
bit.
to us.
Yeah, is that
Well, buddies.
is that like a ledge that I have to climb right in front of me? Then?
It's not that big. You can just hop up on it pretty easily.
Okay,
It's
great.
not a climbing situation.
I mean, that motherfucker's gonna go for my horse though, right behind me, I think. Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry, how far away was the one right behind me?
30.
Great. I'm gonna turn and go to that one, nunchaku flailing, trying to make a lot of noise too, to maybe scare some away. Like,
Okay.
"Ah!" I'm going for an attack.
Okay. 25 feet.
It's because the louder you are, the more.
Erland's been loving making noise lately.
Praxis told me to make
Oh, I
noise.
know, but with the Garrelon too.
I know.
Look at that. Look at that.
21.
21 hits. Roll for
There we
damage.
go.
Shape boy.
Yeah, I would think 21 hits. These wolves
The
have
wolf
some
armor.
crazy.
That's 7 bludgeoning damage.
Great. So just as it's baring its teeth, Erland kind of right across the jaw
funny.
there. As it was kind of opening its mouth, in addition, and then you sort of hit it across the jaw, there was like this like crystalline energy building inside its mouth. Like it not only sort of was
these
bearing
like
its fangs, but it
spell
also had
balls.
kind of
It's
sort of a
magic.
frosty cold energy that was building inside.
I'll yell, Praxis, are these magical wolves?
They spit ice! And he's kind of going in for an attack of his own.
Shit. Next attack.
6 damage on the first one?
7.
7 damage. Got it. Okay.
18 to hit.
I'm gonna keep the damages above their head. That hits. Roll for damage.
Another 7 bludgeoning damage.
7, so
There we
14. Great. Damn.
Those are tanky
Can I
little
not
boys.
enter meaty wolves?
Meaty.
Oh, maybe I can't enter that. Maybe it's just text. Bastards.
Yeah,
All right, never
on.
mind. 14.
14.
I mean,
thank
and
you.
he's, yeah, thanks for your wonderful program.
And he's still up.
Wait, I've got an idea. 14.
His name
Nope.
is
Yes,
14.
it did. There we go.
Oh.
It's just very hard to see. I can see it.
And he's
And that's what's
still
important.
up.
He is still up.
How does he look?
I mean, those 2 whacks were pretty good. Like one tooth kind of dislodges and falls out to the ground. You hear it kind of as you hit it a couple times. So
Those wolf yelps were
it didn't go
good.
down,
Stop.
but it hurt it.
Okay, but he's not like on his last legs or anything.
I mean, adrenaline coursing through, a little hard to tell.
Okay, great.
Creatures that don't have a ton of hit points to begin with, it's hard to tell.
hard
Like,
to tell.
yeah, unless they're literally at like 1 hit point.
All right, let's. How far away is that other wolf from me? The one right behind him?
The one behind him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like to not get overwhelmed.
Hey, you get them for
Another
flank
30
form
feet.
of mitts,
Oh yeah,
man.
he can hit that. I'm going to use a key point and use flurry of blows to get 2 more.
okay, great. Speeding up.
That is a natural 20.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
Whoa.
So that is a flurry of blows. So that is
The first 20.
double that. 9 bludgeoning damage.
9 bludgeoning damage. That's like an unarmed strike? Is
That's
that
a
what that-
punch. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'll
so-
go with a kick. So like I'll try to stomp its head a little. bit.
Great. So as it was reeling from the second attack, it looks like it's coming back, and you see that frost energy building up, and collapses there. That
You
one's
mean?
toast.
Oh!
Yep. That one's gone.
And I used 10
Goodbye,
feet of
14.
movement to get there. Did I
We
not?
hardly knew you. You used 25 feet of movement. It was 30 feet away. You moved 25 to get in within melee.
Oh, okay, great. Ooh, so I have another 15 feet of movement.
There we
that
go.
will not get me closer to that wolf.
It won't get you all the way to that wolf.
No, I will actually retreat 15 feet towards
This one.
my horse.
Toward the horse. Okay. 15 feet puts you basically back up to the horse.
That's great, and I have an extra attack. And I'm gonna
Give it a smack. Get out of here.
I hate not using my second one. Fuck. Okay, fine. That's my turn.
Okay. All right, we've got the wolves. Okay, so after that first one went down, right away, as you're kind of moving back towards your horse, that one that could see those blows, you can see it kind of...
That's right, bitch. That's
It kind of thinking about keeping its distance, and it looked like it was about to charge, and then it kind of stops, but it is going to move... Let's see...
Trepidatiously.
He's like, I don't know.
Wolfy pants.
That looks bad.
How far?
Buddy, don't come
There's
closer.
30 feet. How far are you now?
Don't do that.
20. It needs to move another
So
5
smart,
feet.
girlfriend.
Another
Stupid ice thing.
I know he
5
is.
feet.
but he's a sweet-
And as it kind of gets close enough, it stops itself from getting all the way up to you, but then... And this like crackling ice energy comes out. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Is it a dexterity saving throw? I think it is. Give me one sec. Yes, dexterity saving throw, and your horse as well. Do yourself first.
So I rolled a 22.
And that saves.
What is my horse's dexterity saving?
0 dexterity on the riding.
Probably 0. 11?
11 fail.
No! I just named you today.
Why'd you do that?
Why'd
I named him Ocean.
No! Why'd you do
Why?
that?
So you take the horse takes 9. And you take half of that for 4. In addition, as that crackling energy comes out, you can see it kind of breathe back in, and it, like inside its mouth, kind of crystalline little pieces are forming. But it looks like it's expending energy, and that it won't be able to immediately do that again. Like it looks like it expelled quite a bit of energy to do that. So this isn't something that it can just pump out every single time. Like it uses a little bit of energy.
Wolfy cantrip.
Yes. Okay, these ones are gonna go. This one's gonna go for Graven here. This one did not see the carnage that took place. Neither did this one.
They're both going
So they're gonna go for Graven. Well, let's move all the other ones. That one's already up at Praxis. Okay, so these ones come up to Graven.
All right.
In addition, Pack Tactics has advantage on the attack if at least one of its allies is within 5 feet of the creature, which it is. So these have advantage. The first one's gonna make a bite attack.
Okay.
Anything?
No.
It's okay. Bite attack. +16. That's it's not 15.
Oh, it misses.
Misses. Okay.
Nice.
Clangs off of Graven's shield and then just as you're blocking that one, the next one's coming in, and you move your shield, try to get it in quick.
Did you set your shield to?
Bludgeoning. Not cold or piercing. I know. Or slashing.
All right, that one's probably hit. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. You take 8 piercing damage.
Ow!
As it takes a nice sort of rip out of you, just sinks beneath your armor there, and you see a little bit of blood just trickle down to the elbow, and then you push it back.
I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance.
Okay, so just as the teeth are sinking in, you make a fist, and your skin kind of turns to stone there.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's for. It was 8. It was 9. 8, I think.
It was 8. Yep, 8 piercing damage.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Great. So as the stone kind of goes over your arm, you watch as the wolf kind of, and you can hear the scraping of its teeth kind of on the hard surface of your arm, and then you push it by the snout.
Get right up into its face and
rip its snout kind of off your arm, and then and just like that, your arm turns back to its sort of standard fleshy state. Okay.
The compound just rated us. Thank you and welcome.
Hey, welcome. Right in the middle of combat. All right.
Not any
this
wolves
one
in
here.
that party.
This one Praxis was kind of ready for, but it comes up.
Oh, look at Praxis.
It's gonna take. Yeah, I didn't have a great Praxis.
I like his hair.
This is not with advantage. This is just a regular one. That will not hit. So Praxis, who was kind of ready for the attack here, the wolf comes in and he just deflects it with the butt end of that sort of blade that he has.
There you go.
And gets himself ready. Okay, that is Praxis. That's not Praxis. That's the wolf's turn for now. Or was there one more? Not.
Okay.
Yes, we've done the ones that are on the map. Okay. Orba.
A what?
The ones on the map.
Okay.
All right, Orba.
So,
Yikes.
Orba's gonna try to get her horse maybe like 15 feet further up near Safira's, but closer.
You're pulling the horse?
Yes.
Give me an animal handling check. So you can tell already the chaos. The horses are a little unsettled. You can hear the hooves on the rock.
I'd be more than a little unsettled.
12. Okay, you're able to lead. It's a little resistance. I'm going to say difficult terrain. So for each 5 feet, it's actually 10 feet.
Okay,
So how far
let's do my full 15 feet of movement.
Okay.
then.
Actually, still talk to the horses.
You can basically get it
I
all
want
the
it to
way.
be closer if you can, like away from the edge.
Okay,
yeah.
sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So you move up 15 and you
Yep.
pull the horse 15 with you. So the whole way you're pulling and it's kind of like,
Come on.
Yes.
and you pull it as close to the wall as you can. Okay, you do so.
Okay, and then I'm gonna lean past it, look towards Graven,
Okay.
and I am going to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Sorry, remind me, did I see either of them use that spitting ice?
No.
Okay, so neither of them. Okay.
Erland shivering.
Let's go for the one on Graven's right, so closer to me. So make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, we've got a 12.
Fails, so it takes 2d8.
It is not hurt.
Yeah,
so-
2d8 necrotic,
Great, so that
6, and another 6, 12 necrotic.
12 necrotic. Okay. Great.
Damaged. And I think that is my turn.
Okay, great. So after Orba leading the horse a little bit to a safer location, now sort of paired up with Safira's horse, the two of them like turn their heads into each other and kind of
Yeah.
Oh, her.
just sort of trying to block out the kind of combat, the world around them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's Praxis.
Praxis. Okay, he's not gonna mince words. He's gonna take a couple multi-attack swings
Thought he
with the blade back and forth.
Buddy, I said
Turns
you
out
were
Praxis is a
gonna
bard.
die.
One of those is a hit, one of them's a miss. He's gonna one hit. So the first one, the wolf dodges out of the way of, and then the second one, he comes down over the top and.
Yeah.
That is 12 slashing damage from Praxis.
Nice. Mr. 12.
And in addition to that, he looks behind him and sees Graven sort of surrounded by the couple of wolves there, and he gives kind of a like an inspiring shout. The next non-spell attack has disadvantage against you. So the next, it has to be an attack roll, not a saving throw, but the next one has disadvantage. So you feel that sort of energy coursing through you.
We meet eyes like.
Graven, you're up.
As wink. All right. Seeing that one's already got his dong dinged, I'm gonna dong and ding it too.
Okay.
Roll the dead on the one right in front of me. I think on the right.
one that's been hurt.
The one that's been hurt. Screaming in its face.
Dong's been dinged, you gotta ding the dong.
That's 5.
That will fail.
Okay.
And it will take 12. A 12.
12.
Damage.
And that time, as the bell goes out,
What did you roll on it?
collapses into a pile there.
On the damage?
12.
12. We did 24, yeah. Yep, and then I'll just I'll take instead of was that the one that bit me, the one that's still up?
No, the one that bit you was the one that.
Okay. Rather than I was gonna try to intimidate the wolf, I'll maybe just try to turn to the horse and be like
Give me an animal handling.
give it a calming stare. Animal handling.
Yeah, because you could tell as those two wolves approached, it was starting to sort of lose its composure. 13. You are able to keep it from kind of bolting away, but you can tell it's kind of a little trepidatious. It even kind of backs up like a little bit.
Oh, not that way.
Whoops. Windows menu.
Maybe I'll even try to keep myself at 5 feet, like put myself between the horse. And
Okay, yeah, and you kind of maneuver yourself just a little. You can't quite get between them,
Yeah.
but yeah, keeping it sort of.
Oh wait,
Not bad.
actually, did I see what happened to him?
Yeah. It was
I'm gonna
pretty
circle
open.
around the other way then, because I don't want it. If it does a cone of ice shit at me, I don't want it to hit the horse
Okay.
behind me. So I'll try to get it away from.
Okay, you try to get its
Yeah.
attention there as you're moving. Clang the shield a little bit.
No, this isn't for you. Mercy. You're okay. I like you.
Okay, Safira. That's it.
Okay, so since I can still speak with animals, I'm going to the horses. I'm going to say, stay near us, we're protecting you.
Give me an animal handling with advantage.
Nice.
Oh my god.
16.
16. Okay. As
It's because I have the advantage.
As you sort of shout out to them, you see some of the faces turn to you, the equine faces, and they have kind of a droopy, scared look. And look at you, and they sort of.
Oh.
And it looks like your horse is kind of working its way over to Orba's to kind of get as close to the side.
Yeah,
there
and
as
then
they can.
in the wolf sort of thing, I'm gonna whip around.
Switching
to
straight from
the,
horse tongue to wolf
I guess
tongue.
this one that Praxis hit this one, right?
Yes, he has
Okay.
this one.
I'm gonna. Graven's not surrounded anymore, right? He has just the one.
Just one.
So I'm gonna, with my bow knocked. I told you to get the fuck out of here. You're all gonna die. I'm gonna take a shot.
Give me a shot.
Dire.
Except for you.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Nice.
I don't know why I had to do that on my fingers. Okay.
Was it wrong?
No.
Oh, you just
Are you plus 8 or?
Huh?
you
Yeah,
plus
plus
8 or
8.
plus 7?
Yeah, I'm plus 8. Okay, that is 8 damage, and it's damaged.
8 damage. It is damaged. Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
That is so can't do math. That's plus 6.
8 plus 6?
Yes.
Another 14 damage.
There we go.
So just as you finish shouting, you fire off the bow, and before the wolf can even comprehend what you've said to it,
Sorry, friend.
it goes down there.
Okay, seeing
And
him
Praxis
go
is like
down.
winding up for another attack. Sees it.
I'm gonna
He's
whip
kind of-
around then to the one that's by Graven,
Thank you.
Okay.
because I still have another shot here.
Yep.
She gets another shot.
Go ahead, make another attack roll.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Oh, this is gonna test their AC.
That's 11 to hit.
That misses. Great. So
Yeah.
this time you're trying to get it past Graven without hitting Graven and just unable to kind of get that shot. Skips
Then
off
I'm
the
gonna
rock
kind
there.
of just in wolf. I'm gonna kind of growl and
Okay.
just
Great.
staring that one down.
Okay. All right, that brings us back to end of the round there.
horses, right?
The horses are going to kind of follow the lead here, and these two are going to kind of get as close to the wall as they can. This one's going to kind of follow it and just kind of work its way over there. Graven's is as this wolf's distracted by Graven, it kind of is moving further away just to get a little distance. And Erland's, after you calming it, is going to kind of just get as close to this rock as it can. Not too far away, but just as close as it can there. In addition, at the end of the round here, you hear a little more. The noise has attracted a few more wolves here.
Oh, they did.
I need everybody, as you can hear the sound of additional wolves approaching, immediately you see Praxis turn to everyone and kind of motion to make kind of a ruckus.
Oh, fun.
And we're gonna measure how many you can scare off here with your
Yes.
sort of intimidation. So everybody give me an intimidation roll.
Okay.
So as like snouts are peeking out of the shadows, kind of creeping up the rock.
Do we have no?
Yeah, or just shouting.
Graven's pretty good.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
me.
Praxis will roll as well.
Sorry, intimidation.
Yes, an intimidation.
Who wants to be surrounded?
13.
Oh, okay.
12.
13.
3.
3. Only Praxis is the only one to successfully scare off one of the wolves.
Aw,
So as you can hear the sounds of creeping,
I don't get
Praxis
advantage
sort
on
of
that with
shouting.
my wolf speak.
No.
Damn.
It's not, because you're kind of shouting into the distance. Okay.
Yeah,
So it was potentially 5 minus 1, 4. So another one.
Cool.
we could have gotten all of them out of there.
Another one kind of creeping its way down
Dang.
here. Graven watches as another one
So
appears
annoying.
in the cave here.
You guys, we have bigger problems to
2
solve.
more
buddies.
kind of coming out from.
Why do you guys
So
want
that
to
was
die?
1, 2.
They're
Was
far
that
away.
4? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So it's 4 more wolves that appear. And we go back to Erland.
I'm just having yelled. Ah, shit. And goes up to that wolf right in front of me and Chaku attack.
Okay.
That is not gonna hit. 10 to hit.
That misses.
Coming right back around. There we go. 25 to hit.
There we go.
Roll for damage.
9 bludgeoning damage.
Damage, okay.
And
Oops, mine. 9. Oh my god, I can't.
Oh, 9?
Mine?
Mine.
those other wolves are how far away from me at this moment? They're pretty far away.
Which
from me.
ones?
The
Ones-
2 guys that just came out from way back.
Yeah, they are 60 feet and 70 feet away.
Okay. After dash. Okay, I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna use my extra unarmed strike.
Okay.
Key points. So
Great.
just going in with just like trying to kick him Keep him away from me.
Go ahead.
25 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
Oh, fuck me. 4 bludgeoning damage.
13 total on that guy.
I can't believe you can't put numbers on that.
I know. I don't know why I can't put numbers on that. Okay.
That is...
So that's the one that just sort of expelled that icy energy.
yeah.
So you hit it a couple times.
And sort of, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. All right, that will bring up the wolves.
No.
So this one that you just sort of smacked around is a little bit scared. He's going to kind of try to bolt here. Would you like that?
I would love to do that.
Give me an attack of opportunity.
Please.
19 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
Ah.
Not basically the same. 7 bludgeoning.
7, great. So he's up to 20. And remember that it's your reaction. Okay, so that one is gonna kind of move its way up here, and it's like hiding kind of in the dark of the little crevasse there. Okay, this one. 50. I think this one needs to dash. So this one's gonna dash to get all the way up to you. So it's going as quickly as it possibly can, but not quite enough getting there to attack. But the other one is going to.
Is my horse at least out of range now?
Yes, it is. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
16.
16 will pass.
There we go.
So you take half of 10, 5 cold damage.
These guys aren't fucking around. That fucking ice shit.
Okay, that was that one. This one's just gonna make another attack on Graven here as it's up
No,
close.
this is the disadvantaged attack, right? Because of Praxis.
Yes, although this one's gonna come up to you, so it's gonna be with advantage, but then just regular attack.
Okay.
So this one first. 14 to hit.
Miss.
Great. And just as you're clanging that one off, the other one's coming in for an attack, and this is with advantage. 16?
That'll hit.
That hits.
Yeah.
Okay. You take. Min rolled that one. 3 piercing damage. Only 3 piercing damage. Great. So you feel just like a little nip on the back of your leg there. And then this one. He is fast enough. So that one. Actually, it's not even going to go all the way up. It's going to get to this little spot and.
Please don't kill Praxis.
Icy howl that's sort of ringing out.
Lost.
Praxis is going to make a dexterity
I
save.
don't want to navigate.
He's a
Half
fighter, I
is-
assume he has like fucking 22
Okay, half of 10 again, 5 cold damage to Praxis.
Big drama show.
5 cold damage, okay. And that, I believe, is all the wolves, right? 1, 2, yeah, I think that's everybody. Okay, Orba, you are up.
Oh, okay, so that one went for fucking Graven again. Huh, okay.
Yeah, there's 2 on Graven right now and 1 kind of approaching Praxis.
No, I'm sorry if this
And
is
2 on Erland right now, too.
Okay.
True.
One's
right on him.
blew some icy shards at Graven.
Specifically with Green Flameblade in mind, those 2 wolves surrounding Graven are not within 5 feet of each other.
No, they're
right?
actually 10 feet apart because they're on opposite sides of Graven.
Got it. Cool. Oh man, I don't have good AoE stuff, guys. Sorry. Orba's got really not much of a shot except hitting Toll the Dead on the one behind Graven. Let's
Okay,
do that
great.
one.
Once again.
So give me Wisdom save.
Did not so wise. 6.
Yes, a 2d8.
Okay.
That's a fucking 1. Why do the 1s and the 7s have to look so fucking similar?
I know it's so
4.
disappointing.
Okay. 4.
Yeah, when you get
That's
a
necrotic
stupid,
damage.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Great.
7.
You can hear it kind of whimper at the sound of the bell.
And then some wolves are coming out from that like shaded area to the left, correct?
Yes, one definitely emerged from there, and a couple at the beginning that are now dead, and this one retreated into the shaded area over here. This one.
Cool. Orba's actually gonna move her body so that she's the closest thing to the shaded area, not the horses.
Okay.
Not maybe
This is
like
20.
right on their
You
right
wanna
on the
go
thumbs, right on
Less?
the bushes. Yeah.
15?
Yeah.
Great. 15 feet there.
No, let's do 5 more feet so that if they were to like come at me with an AoE, it doesn't go in that direction.
Okay. Great.
Cool. All right, that's me.
Okay. That is
Praxis.
Praxis. Okay. So after getting that sort of crystallizing, needling, sort of washing over him with the ice, charges forward with his blade there, his two-handed blade. I'm gonna move up and make a multi-attack here. Both of those are gonna hit.
Hey.
That is.
Oh my god, Praxis.
So this first.
8 slashing.
What is this feeling?
8 slashing and 9 slashing, so 19.
Calm down.
My body.
19. Great, so you hear the wolf noises as he
That
slaps
cannot
back
killed
and
the one
forth.
wolf yet?
No, I killed
No, that's the second
Oh,
one.
that's the second one. Oh, okay.
And he can use this multiple times
Relax.
during a long rest, but before a long rest. So he's going to look back, and he's going to see a Graven after he just sort of blocked a few shots with his shield. He's going to look beyond Graven to Erland in the back there. And give you an inspiring shout. You the next attack has disadvantage against you. An attack roll that isn't a saving throw and not a spell.
He knows I can stand up for
Graven goes.
Okay, Graven, you're up.
Oh,
I feel nothing.
He looks to Graven and goes.
all right, yeah. Hearing the bell behind me, I'll turn around and do another hoog the dothe and ding its bell
Okay.
as well. In addition to
15.
that'll save.
Okay.
With a bonus action, I will cast.
Be gone, wolves.
Yeah, exactly. Spiritual weapon.
Okay. Great.
Make a floating mace.
Okay.
And I will.
What is a thing for that?
What's yours look like?
Yeah, it's
That.
a floating
It
mall
looks like
there.
yeah.
Where would you like this guy to go?
I would like to go kind of like right to the right of that. If I'm looking at that wolf right there, to the right of it.
To his right or your right? Sorry.
My right.
Okay, great. So right there.
And part of that bonus action, I get to use it.
Great.
Nice.
So second level.
What does the weapon appear as? It doesn't have to be a little maul like that.
No, yeah, it's like a mace. It's
Okay.
Like, yeah, my
Sort of a
weapon.
replicate of your weapon.
Yeah.
Great. Sort of
Double.
ethereal, shadowy replicate of your weapon.
Big
Cast, make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet on a hit. Okay, so it's a spell.
Spell attack. Melee
Attack.
spell attack.
Melee
So it's the
spell
same modifier as
Yeah.
like a cantrip.
Right.
Like an attack cantrip.
which is 25.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
And that will take 1d8 plus 3.
Nice. Pretty good.
9
Oh,
bludgeoning.
Okay, so
Force, excuse me. 9 force.
13, up to 13 on that one. Okay. The spectral weapon appears, and then just even before the wolf can kind of turn to look at it, it feels this heavy kind of boom on its side as it's smacked by the mace there.
Looks like it hurt.
Yeah.
You okay?
Anything else?
No, that's good.
All right, Safira, you're up.
Okay. Seeing that Praxis looks like he has his stuff under control,
Okay.
I'm looking past him. There are 2 around Graven, right, and 2 around
Graven,
Erland.
one at Erland and one close to Erland. And then that
How
one
far
next
away are the ones by Erland from me?
I think within bow range. Yeah, 80 and 90.
Okay, I'm going to activate Animus and fire at actually one of the ones that's near Graven.
Okay.
Because
Graven?
I can revert, but only if I'm within 60 feet.
Great. Which one are you firing to?
I'm going to fire at the
closer one is-
which has been,
They're both within 60.
and they've both been hit.
The closer one has been hit.
I'm going to fire at the one that's been hit.
Okay, great. Give me an attack roll with. Does it still have the?
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Very nice.
bye,
Roll for
you
Oh,
damage.
baby.
It's a dirty 24.
Okay.
You should have dirty 28.
28. I got it. Let's take it.
So double the die. That's 4. That's 7. And then I double Colossus as well.
You do.
Okay, 12. That's 15. So 22 total damage.
22 total damage.
15 plus 6?
15. No, plus 7.
The arrow goes flying through, and just after getting smacked by the sort of floating mace there, an arrow comes in, it hits it in the back, and Safira takes her form. What form are you in?
I am in wolf form, and since I'm in wolf form, I'm assuming I'm bigger than these guys.
You are bigger.
I'm going to, as I get into the animus form, then as soon as I do, almost like I'm trying to summon my friends, go, oh, and like do a huge howl.
What if that makes all the wolves?
Trying to like alpha them, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So, and then I'm gonna kind of face down and
give
go
me
for a bite
an
attack.
intimidation check.
How fucking big you are.
4. After seeing the arrow fire and this sort of energy appearing, this blue kind of mist that swirls and then a wolf appears, you can sense that it's an intimidating sight, but that they can tell that you're not one of theirs. Like they can immediately tell that you're not one of theirs, so they don't sort of sense you as the alpha, but
Wow, nothing I do is scaring these guys. Okay, I am going to try to bite this guy.
You get to attack.
Yeah, I still have a multi-attack, so I should, since I attacked
multi-attack
once.
has to be with the same weapon.
Oh, okay, so then I can't.
You
Never
can't
mind.
attack in wolf after that.
Oh, so in the future I should activate Animus on the second shot.
Yes.
Okay. Cool, good to know.
This is the fight to discover that.
Yeah,
Although,
yeah, honestly.
I'll have to check. I don't know if you can choose that. I think you have to activate it before you even make the attack action. So if it hit with the first one, you
I
might have to
see.
do that. I'll check the wording on that,
Okay.
but you might have had to take that anyway.
Okay.
Okay. That takes us to Erland. You can still move. Do you want any movement?
Yeah, I just want to move between Graven and this
Spiritual weapon?
and and the wolf, yeah.
Great. Yeah, she's not quite that big, but it doesn't let you do an in-between size, so.
This is cool though.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Okay, we're back up to Erland here. So far, no additional wolves that you can hear approaching.
So none of these have been hit except the dude who's hiding off in the corners. Yeah.
Yes. None of the ones around you. Actually,
Yeah.
none of these. Yeah, that one has not. These two. have.
Okay. Fuck me. All right. The guy right next to me has not used his.
He has not used the breath attack.
Great. I'm gonna attack that one.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Fuck me. 11 to hit.
That misses.
Next one.
Let's do attack this.
15 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
That's 8 bludgeoning damage.
So you hear that kind of pummeling crack of the nunchaku.
And now is the time, sort of using another open. Oh my god. Flurry of blows. There we go. Sort of centering the energy, coming in now with that punch.
Right. You may do so.
It's cocked. There we go. 21 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And also.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. Let's go. Yeah. No. I will.
As his fist is connecting.
Dex save. Dex save, please.
Dexterity saving.
Oh yeah, shove him off the cliff, yo.
No, he's not.
Fine.
11.
11 fails, so he's prone.
There we go.
Okay.
So this is with advantage then.
Poink.
And I'm going with like a high
He's
kick
like,
down.
oh my god.
Oh shit.
He's presenting.
God. He is not.
17 to hit.
That will hit.
There we
I
go.
think I got it right in there.
There we go.
13 hit points.
Fuck off.
Knock it off.
That's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, minus 13, 20.
And I am going to. Oh, did the horses move at all last turn at the end of the round there?
They just kind of tucked themselves further into
Do
the.
the wolves seem to be showing any interest in the horses?
They have not yet. I mean, they're sort of going after active threats, so you have not seen.
Okay,
them.
if he were to move, if that animal were to move 15 feet backwards, would that send him off a cliff, or would that just send him back the path?
The wolf.
Yes, the wolf.
We'll say if you pivot kind of around.
Okay, so yeah, so with that one, I'm going to try and strength save, please.
Okay, we'll say Erland just kind of pivoted a little bit
punt
here.
it.
4.
4, he fails, so he gets pushed 15 feet.
Graven Erland puts his foot on the wolf, and it just, the sort of slick rock from the cold temperature is a little layer of frost kind of on it, and it just slides off the edge.
Nice.
And you watch it just disappear over the
Take some
edge.
damage from that fall?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Close.
I mean, this is.
You said 30
It's like
feet?
20 feet there.
It's 2d6 though.
Yep.
He's already taken,
Bonk.
oh!
Yeah, so
He's already taken 22?
Yeah.
That's sure.
Yeah, he's already at 22.
You hear it.
Oh, bye, Bubba.
Oh, he did.
All right.
Oh, who's having a little fire?
And then I guess that was like 5 feet of movement to pivot.
We'll say that didn't even take it. That was just you kind of.
Okay, then I'm going to. This one's already used his ice thing.
This one did use its ice.
That one's already used his ice
The
thing.
one
I
up
don't know.
there had used it.
Okay, I'm gonna. How far does 40 feet towards my friends get me?
40 feet. Pretty much all the way up to the wolf that's between Graven and Safira there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into melee range with that wolf.
Okay.
And can I? While I'm running past my horse, can I like hit its butt to try and get him to kind of go over here with this one?
To
that was
make
my
this one
horse,
go
but-
to this one.
Yeah, just to sort of get that horse out of the way, so if this wolf comes towards me, it won't go straight into my horse.
Give me an animal handling check.
Hit a butt. 7.
7.
Nice.
As you kind of pat it, it doesn't even know what. It turns the wrong way as you're running by, and it looks back toward the wolf and thinks that maybe the wolf like hit it with something, and it kind of. It just kind of
running away
starts
too.
moving around.
Fucking
Yeah, it's just kind of moving up and out of the way.
100%.
Exactly what you wanted.
A plus.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, Safira in wolf form. Oh, wait,
wolf.
after Erland. Oh, I don't know why I looked at the wrong thing. The wolves. Okay. All right, this wolf surrounded here by an enormous wolf and 2 creatures bearing down on it.
And a spiritual
going
weapon.
to and a spiritual weapon. Although
It's
not
like,
with
oh,
nails.
God.
It's gonna back up. Who wants an attack
Oh,
of
I'll take a
opportunity
swing.
here?
I'll take a swing
You
too.
can take a bite attack.
Can I hold off to be the last one that swings?
Oh,
No, it doesn't
decide?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say again.
It's
I mean,
not
there's
actually gonna affect anything.
Okay.
Or can I like wait to see if Safira hits, or do I need to decide on the movement?
Yeah, we'll say you can pick the order of it. Say Safira takes the first sort of bite attack. Yeah.
No, after you.
Wolf is gone by the time we decide.
Yeah.
Why did you just roll? What's
Because
happening?
this is mine to hit. 2d6 plus strength.
No, that must be the damage. The hit's always a d20.
Oh. That was the dumbest way I have ever done that. And I swear I have done this before. That's you don't know this at all. Oh my goodness. Okay. It is my
Should just be your strength modifier
yeah,
plus
it's just
proficiency.
yeah. Okay. So that's just
The wolf strength.
21 to hit.
It hits.
Yeah.
It definitely hits.
The proficiency's 3, and then whatever your wolf strength modifier
Oh, 2,
is.
so
it's plus 5.
I did the math wrong.
24.
24 to
That
hit.
hits.
Okay. Now it's 2d6. So now I'm rolling with this thing.
Your damage is 2d6 for a wolf
It's
bite?
yes.
The bite attacks is very strong.
Oh!
Um,
Oh!
9
Oh!
plus
That was 2
strength
6s. It wasn't.
11.
Oh.
That's 13 total
13
damage.
damage, great. As it runs away. Oh, god, numbers. As it runs away, a nice nip at its heels there. As it moves up. Who's next?
Me! Ha!
Make an attack.
23 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
That is 9 bludgeoning damage.
9 bludgeoning damage, okay. Another good smack. 9 is 22. Alright, Graven.
Natural 20.
Oh!
That hits.
No!
Oh my
Oh!
god. So, I mean, it's just a d6, but dang.
This wolf made a mistake running away.
8 bludgeoning damage.
8 bludgeoning damage, okay. And as this wolf, the wolf is
my
getting just
God.
out of range, and it looks like it's turning around, and you can see a little bit of that sort of freezing energy,
Not today.
and then
Not
gets
today.
hit by Graven's mace and just
Not
drops.
So it doesn't.
Is this the charge?
It's the Mace of Menace
Yeah.
ability, but I haven't used a level 1 spell slot.
It won't do anything, but you're welcome to give it the roll if you'd
can't-
like.
I can't
give
get a
it a
level
roll.
2 slot back just this
God.
once.
Roll.
Well, you see,
This will be
see
the
what
one
would've
time it
been.
succeeds.
Yup.
I know.
So Graven has a mace that allows him to recharge spell slots on a good roll there.
Right?
Yeah, 10. I rolled an 8.
Oof, all right.
Getting closer.
So as you swing the mace and it connects, it has that kind of like pulsing glow, but it doesn't quite capture all of the energy. Nor does Graven need it. Okay, that was that one.
All used our reaction system.
Yes, this one here is going to attack Praxis.
Not again.
Standard bite attack. That is going to hit. For 7 piercing damage on Praxis.
Oh. How's he looking?
He's okay. I mean, he's got a little bit of kind of hypothermic webbing up his arm there where the frost hit him, and then a little bit of scratches on his arm where the bite came in. So he gets hit by that. In addition, that one is going to, after it takes its bite, start to run, sort of seeing the tides turning here.
Oh, okay. Not to like back up to get it.
No.
Oh, now he's running?
He's gonna make a attack of opportunity. Praxis is. That will miss. That is
Oh, you bitch.
That's a 6, I think. So that one. So that was 30 feet of movement. It's gonna take another 20 feet of movement. So that one just bolts as soon as it gets a successful bite attack off. This one is going to try and close the distance here, which it can. And that one's gonna make a. Actually, as it's running by here,
No horse.
No, get away,
No.
get away.
it's going to
Just eating berries in the bushes.
See. Let's give the direction die a go.
Oh.
here.
Don't freak out.
What do we want?
You want blue would be toward you instead. Yellow and red are 2 of the horses, and green's nothing. Green, so which
Green's
is nothing.
nothing.
Okay, we're gonna roll again.
Blue.
Blue. So as it's running, it looks to its left and its right, sees the horses, but sees that they're kind of cowering, moving away from it, and rather than go for that, it goes for the threat and charges towards Erland. It's gonna make an attack on Erland.
I already used my reaction.
What? I missed.
18.
That hits.
That will hit. Piercing damage coming your way.
Thank you, Piercing.
7 piercing damage.
Oh, ow.
As Erland had just kind of landed that blow against the one that was running away, he feels the nipping at the back of his ankle there. And then after biting you, it's gonna use its last 5 feet of movement to even move away a little bit.
Can't use it.
So kind of, and then backs up. The last remaining wolf is the one here that kind of hid over in the bushes, and as it's kind of backing up as far as it can, you hear it kind of.
Fuck off.
You hear a loud kind of howl ring out.
I don't think that's
Okay, you're not sure what that does, but you hear some howling, which brings us to Orba.
calling reinforcements.
Is the wolf near Erland hurt?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
What about the one that was howling?
That one is hurt, yes.
How far away is that guy?
He's 65 feet away.
Would I have vision of it if I move forward 5 feet?
It's behind some stuff. I'll let you try to get a good look at it.
Okay, because the one creature you can see within range. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make a saving throw. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
If you're willing to move further up, you have better sight lines.
Yeah, I'll move up to a good sight line.
Okay, here's 30.
Ooh, maybe not right next to that little wolfy boy.
25, 20, what would you like?
Oh, that's right. It's your turns. Okay, yeah. Go up 25. Sorry.
25, okay. Give me a perception check. Low difficulty here with how far you moved up.
Oh my god, what's my perception on Reaper? 6.
6. As it sort of, you watch its snout kind of howl, and as you're moving forward, it's like pulls itself back into the cave. You're not able to see it from there.
Fine. Orba's gonna grump and turn toward the one that she can see.
Okay.
And
you can also, no, you can't see that one. Okay, so just the one here.
and she's gonna total dead.
Okay.
Gun thing is donker.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
No. 9.
All right, 2d8 necrotic. 6. 7 necrotic damage.
All right, a little bit of that
Something.
malignant necrotic energy seeping in. Sorry, how much was it?
7.
7. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Growl.
Okay.
That's it.
Grr.
I did do my thing.
All right, Praxis' turn. As Praxis watches that one kind of run away from him, he turns back toward the party here. He's kind of sees all of you and the conflict sort of down there taking place, the chaos happening below. He sort of turns. The howl! The Alpha's coming! Do we run or fight?
Run!
Anybody else want to weigh in?
Orba turns to her team.
It will track us if we don't fight it.
I say we fight.
Fight! Fight!
Fight.
Fine.
Gets himself ready, and he's going to
It'll
start
track us,
moving
right?
toward you guys.
Probably. I just don't want to be around all its friends.
30 feet.
You are the alpha.
And as
yeah,
he's running
come on,
30
hey.
feet, he holds his blade with one hand and takes out like a throwing knife from his belt, and he's gonna ready an action to throw that if the alpha wolf appears. So he has an action readied. That takes us to Graven.
All right. Is that floating thing 20 feet from Mr. Seven there?
Is what? Oh, your
Yeah,
weapon?
within yeah.
Yep, to like
Sweet.
15 feet to get
I
to it.
will, for my bonus action, I'll move that over there
Great.
and take a swing at his wing, which is another spell attack. 12 to hit.
12 misses.
That sucks. Yep, that's it for that.
So that was a bonus action
That was
to
my
use the
bonus
attack.
action.
Okay.
Yeah. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet.
Great.
Toll the dead again.
Ding dong.
Okay.
Save
It is hurt.
Wisdom save.
Natural one.
Natural 1.
Nice,
All
nice,
right,
nice, nice.
2d12. 11.
11.
11 necrotic.
Okay. All right. Once again, that sort of seeping necrotic energy. It's trying to get away, but it feels that sort of digging into its fur and its skin.
Yeah.
You can see like patches of fur falling off as it's the necrotic energies getting in there.
Can we zoom out a little
Yep.
bit? So the closest ones are
So
that
there's
one, the hiding one.
There's the hiding one, the one close to you, the one that ran away from Praxis,
Yeah.
and then presumably the alphabet you have no sort of bearing on.
You guys got this under control, right? I'll kind of go over towards Praxis.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 feet to get there,
Yeah.
all the way up to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish that one off.
Great. As you're sort of running up to Praxis, he had just sort of asked about the alpha.
Any hesitation?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, after Graven, it's Safira.
Safira.
Okay, I have figured out how to use my ability now, and I'm going to. 10 out of 10. I'm gonna go to the one that's by the mace, the Phantom Mace,
Yep.
and I'm going to make a bite attack on that
Say
one.
the horse.
Wars
kinda
Episode
moved
1,
out a
Phantom
little.
Mace.
I just, out of curiosity, how does it work with speak with animals?
If you're an animal,
Animal.
you can talk to it. The spells that last or require concentration last into animal form.
Okay, great.
So you can.
I'm not gonna say anything now, but that's a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nice.
Full damage.
Okay.
1 minute is 10 rounds, right?
Correct.
Okay, that is 8 piercing damage.
As the bite tears in, the blood flows onto the rock there, and it collapses down onto the ground.
Okay, and
You still get.
I still. So when I reduce a creature to 0 hit points, I can take a bonus action to move up half my speed and make a bite attack. So that gives
Yes.
me 15 feet.
You can't get to a creature, but you can use that 15 if you want. This one's farther.
Okay. That will put me outside of within 60 feet of where I fired the arrow. So I would actually rather
Wait,
go.
I should have marked that actually.
Yeah. So I was
sure
I
that
was
the
right
stay
up there. I have to
within-
stay within
Yeah,
60
from where
feet
you
of
fired
the
it.
It's right
arrow
near
I
where
fired.
Graven is right now.
Right where Graven is right now.
So, and do I have a sense of like where the alpha is coming from? Is he coming more towards like?
I don't know if we know that.
Sorry, 1 second. I believe there's a key.
Can you put Safira there, like Ghost Safira?
Yeah, I guess.
Or just put that
A
little
polar
dog
bear.
there.
Yeah.
I am.
Put a ghostly figure there,
Oh my
as if
God.
that's sort of Safira
That's
Oh, she's so.
sick.
Look at
Where I can respawn.
Yes, that's
Oh.
Look.
Okay.
Safira's
so...
ethereal form hovering there. You don't see.
I don't see any, and I don't see anything coming up ahead.
Not that you can tell. Give me a perception check, but so far, from what you can look around.
It's...
smell 'em?
No, I definitely do. I perceive nothing. That's a 4.
Yep. Can't tell.
Okay,
Can't sense where anything's coming from.
Then in that case, I'm actually gonna take my
Piercings hurt a little.
15 feet of movement. I think towards
That last wolf.
yeah, that last one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we've reached the end of the round. I need everybody to give me perception checks.
Shit.
Perception.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
I would really hope that my perception would be better in the mountains, but it is not.
15.
7.
3.
Oh, jeez,
All right. Orba, who's sort of up on the rock there and has a decent vantage point, is the only one to see sort of a creeping shadow coming from underneath, where
Oh, good. I actually am closer to it. I was worried that I went the wrong way.
where a larger wolf here is making its
Not
way
bigger
up.
than
I'm
me.
just gonna roll for initiative here. We're gonna add it in 18. Was that above the wolves?
It's yes. So it goes
But below Erland?
Erland
Alpha wolf.
23.
Better get that alpha.
Okay, so you can hear it kind of creeping up the side. Let's change Safira's base color. Can I do that? Yeah, she's red there, so she's not sort of enemy wolf.
You're so good.
HP as a wolf?
My
Not
HP is 30.
No, not you.
Okay, so he has been slotted in, which
Alright.
brings us back to Erland.
Erland.
You have not, you didn't hear that, so you don't know where it is. You don't know where it's coming from.
Okay. How far away from that last cowering wolf am I?
You are, people say 45 feet to get within range. Yeah, 45 feet. Yep.
How much damage is he taking?
That's funny. No,
Yeah, I already asked him a few times. That's why he ran.
20, I think it says.
Okay. I don't have to. Darts I can just pull out and throw, right?
Yes, they're just in a little pouch.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna move 40 feet towards him.
Okay.
And.
Ha! And as you sort of get within sight of him, chuck out one of the darts.
12 to hit?
That misses. So as it's cowering in its little hole there, one of the darts.
One more dart's coming at him.
Okay, make another attack roll.
Ah, damn it! 8 to hit.
Shit! Erland's dart attacks just
Are bad.
So
fucking
bad.
random darts.
Yeah, you
What's his?
Yeah.
What is his? How's the regeneration in his mouth looking?
It's now been 2 rounds. You can see some of that frost forming at his teeth there.
Good. That's good.
I used all my movement there, huh?
Yes, you did.
You did.
You did that thing again.
You about to go down to a bomb again.
I should do something about this. But I don't want to use a key point yet. I'm going to hold fast there, Matt. That's what I'm doing.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't know where that was going, but that's
All right,
where
the
we
alpha
ended
wolf
up.
is next. So as it turns the corner, you guys can see you hear sort of heavier paw prints.
Can
kind
I
of
try to
humping
draw its attention
along the
to me?
steps. Sure. Yeah. Once it gets up and around there, as you start to hear it, it comes up that bend,
Oh, shit.
and you see these giant kind of fangs peeking out over its bottom lip there, as it's moving towards you.
Yeah, I'm matching that energy. I'm coming right back at it with the same.
50. So that's its movement there, and then it's gonna dash here.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Oh, the wolves collide!
Come on!
And it can also, like
Only one of us will
Erland,
survive.
The
No.
aggressive, it's actually, yeah, the aggressive ability is it's going to move all the way up to
Range of
Safira there.
Rebound, yeah.
So as
No.
it's turning the corner, gnashing, baring its
That's
teeth,
fine, I can do
Safira
it.
turns,
30
and the
HP.
two of them, and you hear that sort of noise coming from both ends. And I don't think you can make an attack with this. Let me double check.
You can leave 60 feet away.
I actually might not have left 60 feet away because
No,
I
it can
only
only
moved.
move up to its speed, so it can't make an attack, but it moved all the way
Yeah,
up
I might actually be fine. Am I within 60 feet of my guy?
of your thing.
Familia.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
You are.
So I don't need that.
Okay, and then the last creature is this one wolf, sort of emboldened by the sight of its alpha wolf approaching.
Buddy, don't be
It's gonna peek out ever so slightly
That's
and
not
just.
a good idea.
Need you to make a dexterity save.
Does that help me?
It doesn't help you, it helps me.
Okay, let's go fuck myself.
Sorry.
then. Natural 20.
There we go.
20,
There you go.
okay.
Is that your third one today?
Yeah, for things that don't matter.
What do you mean for things that don't
Saving
matter?
throw?
Doesn't matter. I'd take a 19. It'd be the same.
Oh my god.
I'm still gonna save. I'm still gonna take
That's,
damage.
You don't know that.
9 halved 4 damage.
Little
Yeah,
bitch.
see, I'm still taking 4 damage.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
instead
hit
of 9.
I'm attacking.
Yeah, no, but if I rolled a 19, it would have been
All right,
14.
all right.
Dumb.
I'm only at 11 HP right now, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there is no.
What the hell have you been doing?
Just fucking fighting a bunch of wolves by myself while you guys are
Okay, the
playing team up there.
Squishy monk.
Orba, you are up.
There you
So
are.
Orba, as you turn to look at the wolf, you can also hear Praxis's like stomping footsteps
buddy,
as
we
he's
know.
running in that direction.
Love it.
All right, you're up.
Praxis
All
is
right.
Like, you guys are idiots.
Orba's like seeing the wolves collide.
Yeah,
As excited as she is to see this take place, she's gonna hunker down and she's gonna cast. She's gonna cast Doom Call. So,
Oh.
Ooda! She's gonna make him do a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Have it with advantage.
Okay.
I keep
So
forgetting
as the
about
doom call goes out, there's these like
It's not frightened.
infernal words that echo throughout the air, and as everyone hears them, they like are boring into your skull a little bit. And because it's not directed at you, you don't feel any of the sort of damage or energy. But just these words have power to them as they ring out in the open area. Go ahead and read the spell for us. I don't know. Have we used this? We
I
might
think
have
I
used it
used
once
it,
before.
Yeah, when we were bonking skulls.
Yep.
You
we
point
did
at one creature you can see within range 60 feet. Yeah. And call them to death's door. The target makes a wisdom saving throw, taking 8d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much as a successful. The target always makes its saving throw with advantage when it's frightened. If the target is missing any of its hit points,
Unless it's frightened.
unless it's frightened, sorry, and it's not missing any hit points.
It is not missing any hit points.
If the target is missing any of its hit points, it takes no damage if it succeeds.
Great. So basically, the spell does a ton of damage, but it has a couple. The creatures have a couple of advantage. If they're hurt, they take no damage on a success, and if they can see you, is that what it is? Or if they're not frightened,
If they're
they
not
make the save with advantage.
Yeah.
So it has the potential to do quite a lot.
A
of
wisdom
damage.
save?
Wisdom save.
They're dummies.
They are dummies.
Hey, don't talk about
Well,
Fails. Sit down, boy.
Oh my goodness.
so 8d6.
Okay.
You're ready to take 8 damage.
Hold on. So 5,
I do see this one.
10, 15, 15 plus 8, 22, 24.
Oh
Seriously?
my goody
What?
god.
That is a lot.
24 necrotic.
24. So right as it gets
God.
up to Safira and it's kind of one of its claws is coming in and its mouth is drooling from the sort of anticipation,
Oh.
it feels that word bore in. And so immediately, like you saw with some of the other necrotic energy, like hair is falling off, some of the fur is like falling off its skin, and one of the paws is exposed a little bit, some of the nails there, as it's like the energy is just siphoned from it. 24 necrotic damage?
Yeah. Type it out.
24.
24.
Okay, 24 damage.
Okay. And then Orba is going to take a couple steps back.
Okay, how far would you like to go?
Like 15.
15
Yeah.
feet. Alright. Okay.
That's me.
Praxis, he's a charging.
Here it comes.
As he's charging by Orba, he kind of gives her a look like
Gives him a little wink.
he's seen magic before,
like,
but that was something
whoa.
new. Let's go ahead and go 60. Can he make it all the way? I think he can. Just
there
barely.
we
So that was move and dash, so he can't
he's
attack.
in.
But he's all the way up
Like,
there.
what the fuck is this other wolf?
Also gives a raised eyebrow in that direction. That's Praxis's turn here.
No, but that's not a...
He saw it happen.
He saw,
he did.
yeah, plates on.
He's got one more of these, and he's gonna look to the wolf beside him. You have the next attack roll has disadvantage against you as long as
great.
it's not a spell attack.
Nice.
So he gives his last sort of
Thanks.
inspiring shout there.
Thanks, buddy.
And Graven, you're up.
Is that ethereal mace 20 feet from the guy?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, 20.
Shall we surround him?
Bonus action. I'm gonna try to hit it.
Okay, go for it.
These poor wolves.
17 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage.
Okay, and that's I think it's just
Put up a good
1d8, right?
I'm not looking so hard.
Yeah, 1d8. This one. So she got the 6 force
great.
damage. Boom. And then
6 on the
is there
that is 30 now.
Is there still a wolf above me?
There's one, so one like ran away from Praxis and you have not seen it reappear. It like ran all the way out there.
Well,
it may have.
run
And
back.
then there's one more near Erland.
Yeah, I'll run back towards them. I got.
You want the
30.
full run there?
What does 30 look like?
That's
Yeah,
30.
I'll go there.
Okay.
And then I'll another dong dinger. Ding dong.
All dongs are dings, but not all dings.
11.
Failed. 12.
Nice.
Well, this is
Oh,
a 12, but it's not gonna matter. I don't think
no,
12.
it would still fail. 19 necrotic
Nice.
damage.
Oh my god.
Again, that bell goes out, and like the teeth are like rattling in its mouth, like it's just falling apart at the seams with all the
Buddy.
necrotic energy coursing through it. How much was it? 19?
19.
49.
Holy shit.
Oh, this guy is beefy. He's a beefy boy.
I think that's all I can do, other than maybe make some noise.
Okay. Safira, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a second to use ancient wisdom as a bonus action, which lets us know the weakest saving throw modifier between strength, dex, con, wisdom, and charisma.
Okay. Wisdom is its lowest of those.
Okay, good to know. You guys all know that information.
You guys have been
now.
doing great.
So it telepathically
yeah.
sends out that information. You see Praxis with his sword kind of.
Oh my god, he's like
Doesn't have anything to do with that, but.
I'm going to go ahead and make a bite attack on this guy. Oh no. That's a 10.
That will not hit.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
That's a natural one.
And that will not hit either. A couple empty bites come up as the creature is. Again, it's like tending to its wounds a little bit, but in that moment it kind of just ducks out of the way.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna stand there and
Okay, Erland, you're up.
look menacing.
Oh, that's tempting.
You and your buddy.
That's tempting.
Oh yeah.
And his fucking little
Oh, poor buddy.
punch. How far away from him am I?
From the little one?
From that little one?
10.
And how far away from big one am I?
15. To get up to him 15 feet, yeah.
Great. I'm gonna go up to the little one and
Oh.
ha!
Give me an attack roll.
23 to hit.
That will hit. Roll for damage. This is the worst roll ever.
Oh god.
10 bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning up.
And this was my hope. I believe I still have enough movement left to get back to the alpha now.
So that took 10 feet of movement.
Yeah, I still have 30 left.
So you, yeah.
Yeah, so then taking one, running back to the alpha and whipping it around.
Please just do like a backflip off of that top rock.
I will be bummed if I don't get the killing blow.
21 to
I
hit.
know.
Roll for damage.
Stop doing that, John.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 bludgeoning
5
damage.
bludgeoning damage, okay.
And how's he looking?
I mean, again, with all the necrotic energy that's coursing through him, he looks pretty rough. He might even look worse than he actually is, given the sort of energy that's coursing through him.
Yo, wow.
Definitely hurt, but not.
And he's coming up right after me, right?
He is next. Yep.
Feels like a waste. I'll just use another key point for Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
Oh, Erland wants it.
I was thinking about doing a Stunning Strike. 24. Sorry. 23 to hit.
It's over 20. It will hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
7.
7 bludgeoning.
7 bludgeoning
Okay.
damage.
Another good punch there.
And let's
Options this man has.
let's have him do a. That's gonna fuck everyone up. Let's have him do a strength save.
Okay.
What are you talking about? You
No, dex save, dex save, dex save, dex save,
my God.
dex save, dexterity save.
my God.
19.
He passes.
Okay.
And then my second attack here.
What was he trying to do?
Prone is the deck.
24 to hit.
Roll hit. Roll for damage.
5 bludgeoning damage and strength save.
Okay.
What are you
Now he's trying to knock him over. Or push him off.
11.
He fails, so he gets pushed 15 feet.
Oh my god.
With a kick, like a Spartan kick.
I would like Erland to show us how it's done.
So after hitting the nunchaku,
Wait, you gotta wait.
Yeah, wait for our.
after
Whoa!
whipping the nunchaku around, hitting him, leans back fully, gets 1 foot up, and places the heel of his foot on the wolf's face and just kicks it back, and the wolf sort of flips backwards.
And in like a dust of fur, as it all kind of, the force of the kick, there's like a puff of wolf fur that kind of goes out around you, and it falls down, and the wolf kind of tumbles over the side, and you just hear one last down below. And finally things come to a kind of settled stop. And Praxis looks around.
Nice kick.
Good swinging of the weapon.
Can I elect to stay in animus form for a little while as we sort of walk through here?
You can.
It's
Yeah.
like 20 more seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't last.
It doesn't last that much longer. After he says that to Erland, he kind of looks towards the wolf.
I'll kind of put my head down.
And he looks around. He like smiled for a moment and then sees everyone kind of staring at him.
Watching him.
Neat.
And he starts walking kind of back.
It's true.
I'm gonna kind of walk with my head a little higher. And can I actually say to the horses, since now I'm gonna... Danger's gone. You're alright. You can follow us.
A wolf speaking horse. Yeah. That doesn't work on them. They're scared. They don't run away, but they see a wolf kind of talking at
I
them.
thought that might be the case.
Yeah, it doesn't scare them, but they're not about to follow a giant wolf.
Okay, fair
so.
enough.
Go over to the horses.
Yeah, Safira, I'll handle your horse for a moment since you're all fuzzy.
But yeah, I'll kind of I want to kind of walk up and like post up, just so that if any other wolves might be seeing me and thinking about anything, I'm gonna kind of
At the edge of the kind of cliff there.
like puff up my chest
Give me
and
a
like
perception
look
check.
around. That's an 8.
8. Okay. You don't see anyone kind of off of the edge there, but
Okay.
sort of stand triumphantly kind of on the edge there. to
I'll
sort
give
of-
like a little before I know I'm gonna go back to.
Right. It echoes out through this little pass here. As you're doing that, Praxis has gone over to one of the wolves. He's kind of bending down, like one knee down, looking at one of the wolves that was slain.
I'll join him if I see him doing that.
More that marks the unusual. Winter wolves usually track their prey a long time before the alpha shows up, sometimes even hours before they close in. They look for moments of weakness or opportunity, when it looks like their quarry is tired or has nowhere to run. These ones had not been following us, and we showed no weakness, yet they still attacked, almost as if they were guarding this area, rather than hunting us. I don't know what that means.
Could it have more to do with where they came from than where they are?
Perhaps.
That there's a threat there, and they are out of their usual territory.
Yes. Pushed out, you mean?
Right.
Yes, possibly.
And a little more desperate in these newer areas.
I have been through Osrin's many times, and I have seen many winter wolves,
He kind of motions around.
but never here.
What would they be protecting if it were that theory?
Perhaps that they'd found a new home, less ideal than their real home, and they felt threatened when we wandered in. I don't know what would have pushed them out of their usual habitat.
Would a cold light walker do something like that? Push them out, I mean?
The undead don't usually have that effect on beasts, but possibly.
Likely another beast would be the first thing on your mind?
Perhaps.
What other larger bestial creatures are in these mountains?
Snowy owl bears, Sometimes other larger monstrosities, but they are few and far between.
Understood.
Significant.
Outside of the clan-controlled areas, the Rapras are a dangerous place. I definitely would not assume that they were here for us specifically, merely protecting themselves. Viewed us as a threat.
How do they possess the magic that we saw? The ice?
Winter wolves have a long history of such. Wouldn't call it magic. They have glands in their throat that expel ice.
Whoa.
Frost. It's not actually ice and frost, it's an ability to rapidly freeze the air around them, creating it. So it looks like they're spewing ice, but they're actually creating it in the air.
You cannot harvest these glands and use them?
You have no way to expel the ice, the cold temperature. Not useful. The pelts are worth something if you want to carry them. I'll leave that up to you.
Too much time.
Yes. We should keep moving.
I'm assuming
At this point.
Yeah. Can I go up to one of the wolves that's nearby?
Yeah, there's a number of there's
How long would it take me to skin it?
10 minutes? 10, 15 minutes?
Okay, I'm gonna kind of give me 10 minutes. And I'm
Fine.
gonna take my little knife
Doesn't protect.
and start skinning it.
Give me a survival check. It's gonna be with the extra.
And I want to keep part of the head and snout so that I can like wear it
With
and
the-
have it. Yeah.
Yep. Give me a survival check. Yep.
Can if Orba's seeing her do that, can she take this opportunity to learn something and get another wolf and and try to do it alongside her with her own dagger?
Sure.
10.
10.
Plus 7 right now, guys.
The condition that it's in makes it difficult to get that head intact in the way that you like. You could take the time to try and do it on a different one, but take another 10, 15 minutes. But you're able to get a pelt, just not the sort of full sort of one that you wanted. And were you attempting as well while you were watching? Give me a survival check. You got to give me with disadvantage. It's something you've never done before.
That's fine,
Watch
I'll
her
work
do
it out.
better than.
Yeah, and she might, honestly.
Survival.
Oh. One was a 17 and then one was a 3.
Orba finishes cutting and she holds it up and it has all these like cuts in it and it's sort of shaggy and like pieces are falling off. I mean, you have a damaged pelt if you'd like to hang on to it.
It's pretty soft.
Yeah, the wolf.
It still has
Bloody.
blood.
You haven't tried it yet. She pulls it off. There's blood all over again. Can we try one more? I'm just thinking if there are more of these, it'll be just. And I'm gonna sit down and try again to get a better one.
Praxis waits. He's waiting on you.
Sorry.
Another 10, 15 minutes.
That's cocked.
Still has the extra.
Okay. 22.
22. This time, you walk away from this immediate area where some of that necrotic energy seeped in and was making it difficult to harvest them. You go to that one in the cave that Erland actually struck, and you kind of pull it out. Carefully skin the beast, and you have a nice one that has sort of a full cowl.
I'll fold
and
the pelts and
headpiece.
put them over my.
So you have one pelt.
I have one pelt and then
That's
one with a head.
Yep. These are both mediums here. They're pretty heavy. They're full sort of large wolf pets.
Gosh.
So we're gonna call it a pelt and a pristine pelt for the one that has the head on it.
Nice.
Okay.
And Orba has a damaged pelt if she's hanging
Yeah.
with hers.
I'm gonna.
These are all medium slots.
To Erland, who's by me, or I guess it's Graven.
People were waiting around while you were.
Anyone want some extra warmth? No?
I have room for one.
You want it?
I'll take the good pelt, not the pristine pelt.
Oh,
What's it
alright.
called? A complete pelt? Or
It's just a pelt.
Just pelt. Damaged is worse. Pristine is better. But just pelt.
And you said it's a medium.
Winter
pelt?
wolf pelt. Yeah.
That's 3. Let's see. I have room.
We should get moving.
Okay. Let's go.
He nods. Starts back up. Everyone back atop their horses. There's a long back and forth. The top horses that have gotten rather anxious at this point, but as you get closer to the top and they can see it start to flatten out, a little bit of energy sort of.
One is staying.
Yes, starts to pull itself together. You reach the crest of the incline. It widens out again to a more manageable section of terrain. For the first time, shows signs of the frost sticking to the rocks, the grasses, the trees. Instinctively, you kind of pull your coats a little tighter.
You seat your hands a little closer to the body as you grip your reins. Just the first taste of the bitter cold that awaits you on the mountaintops.
Not so bad.
The sunlight, however, is hitting you very directly here. Very little in the way of shade to cling to. So as you push on, there's that feeling of kind of a sweaty warmth in your chest where the coat is, but then your extremities are very cold, your fingertips and your feet sort of feeling that energy. It sucks. A couple of hours go by. Well past midday at this point as you guys continue to ride.
With the sun out, can Orba have her bamboo plant?
Sure.
It's so cold.
Holding it very closely to
Careful,
yourself.
some plants don't like frost.
I know.
Feeling it as the horse moves along, you feel the breeze kind of moving past, cradling the plant as best you can. And after a little while, Praxis stops and he turns.
Bahira should be up ahead. Look.
He points, and up kind of in the distance, there's like a little sort of smoke rising, as if a fire or a camp of some kind that's sort of maybe over the next little hill here.
We are close to my scout. Come.
You guys have a moment here as you're riding, if there's anything else you want to say before you arrive at the scouts.
Thought he said no fires earlier. Somebody's got a fire up there.
Hopefully it's a scout and it's not someone scouting a scout, you know? Anyway, I think we should be ready. We know that there are people who are walking this path who are probably going to try to kill us, so... Eyes up.
Eyes up.
Press on. Across the cold, hard stone hooves echoing out. A little more time passes, and a figure starts to come into view. There's someone sitting kind of up on a little incline that flattens out near a sort of very frosted tree that's perched, kind of just managed to persistently grow up through the rock between two large stones. Seated beside the tree are two figures. A Goliath woman with very long black hair. She's seated kind of at the edge of the rock, and it goes down to where she's seated and then off the rock as well. So it goes all the way like past her feet. And on the other side of the tree is a large bear with white fur that's sort of sitting, and its ear kind of twitches a little bit, and it...
Has it been 10 minutes? I still can maybe speak.
It's been hours since... Sort of scrapes at its ear
That's
there.
right. It took me 20 minutes just to get those pelts.
And she's seated up a little bit, and immediately you see as Praxis sort of clocks her, and also like just to her left, not toward the bear side, there's a very small fire, a little plume of smoke coming up, and she's using kind of a cloak or a cowl to like fan it so that little smoke clouds kind of go up, and then as soon as she sees you approaching, covers it so that the smoke kind of goes out. So she was just kind of signaling there with the little bit of smoke, and then she immediately puts it out.
She doesn't like others. Let me get my information.
Okay.
What?
This was the one that would know about Buraj.
Is there something you wish me to ask?
Just if she knows anything about his totem.
He starts to walk ahead quickly, so he kind of separates from you. So you have a moment here as he's kind of walking. She's probably 100 feet in the distance, still 100, even a little further. So he's kind of almost jogging ahead a little bit with his bag on his back to go up to her, and you guys are back on your horses.
This is the same person that's going to be taking our horses, correct?
Yes, presumably. Yep.
So,
Our horses survive.
For now.
oh my gosh. So, she's going to be taking our horses and leaving them at the point where we can exit. Which direction are we going?
Towards Finlock Forest, yes?
Well,
East.
East. And, I mean, the next lodestone is to the east, along the coast, right?
Yes, but that's slightly south. I mean, anything is east, I suppose. You know, like anything we wish to go to is east.
Depending on how quickly this goes, Pockets wasn't going to be ready for me for 2 weeks. So,
Didn't you need to go to Vern?
No, the Kukati Coast.
Oh, okay.
Got a cove. but-
Cove, sorry, Kukati Cove.
That's south of the mast and the mainsail, correct?
No. The Kukati Cove is on the northern coast of Antisuya.
That's where you're picking up.
It's on the way to Finlock Forest.
Oh, okay.
It's like between. It's on the north coast, but between the Rapras and Finlock Forest.
Got it. Okay.
So
So
it's on the way.
to Finlock Forest, but pockets won't be available. So
The way he's going to ferry us across, but that again, that's not for 2 weeks. Or so. But
I mean, it's already been, what, 4 days?
Yeah,
4
at least
days?
a
So,
week. All right.
and he's ferrying
that's
us
how long it takes you to get there.
from where to where again? Remind me.
Just across the channel.
Oh, okay. So, I guess it makes most sense to. Oh my goodness, where are we going?
East, I think.
East.
Right.
We can't divert anywhere else. East, even if we have to wait a little bit. East.
Okay. So the best eastern exit of the Rapra Mountains, closest to what?
Kukati Cove.
Kukati Cove. Okay. Okay.
Is there, I mean, we can't really see the full length of the Rapras here, but is there a settlement or something on the eastern edge?
There could be. You don't know what
We don't
one
know.
specifically.
Yeah.
But there's a number of small settlements. You're not aware of that specifically.
We don't wish to exit east at one of the southernmost regions and get the lodestone, or
That was what I was saying.
Oh, the lodestone's to the south.
it's right here.
East, but not north.
Southeast.
My sense of direction is really quite awful.
So
That's-
You
so
could do
south-
that is kind of the opposite of Kukati Cove is the thing.
Yeah.
So they're both to the east, but one's to the north and one's to the south.
Yeah.
So
So lodestone.
they're, they're the other one's off the map.
Cool.
So we have to
Kukati
pick a
Cove,
team.
Finlock Forest.
What's more urgent? What's
Well-
the most urgent thing that we've got on?
Again, it depends on the timing, but
I think I would
this
prefer
takes us another 5 days before we're even
What are you
leaving.
doing at the cove?
getting, hopefully, Grimari's page.
Well, let's try to maybe go there first. Because maybe that'll
It's
give us
on the east. We'll go to there, then we'll go up to Finlock Forest, and then maybe we can get the lodestone on the way back towards
having a
Midway
way
Core.
to communicate with someone
Yeah.
as powerful as Grimari is
That's
not
fine.
a bad
I just
idea.
want to have us forget and then
Before we
kick
travel
ourselves.
farther.
Yes, I think that's the route. Kukati Cove,
Northeast.
Finlock Forest, and then back down the southern, back down south. The mast is where the
Right.
yeah, and then through Vern and past the mast.
Okay, that's fine.
That sounds good, yeah.
And at this point, it looks like he went and spoke to her, and he's on his way down, and she's kind of getting up, gathering some of her things, and you watch as Praxis returns to you.
Okay. Bad weather and snow buildup on the Harp Trail. No good. And Diadem Lake is not frozen enough to cross it. Not an option. That leaves us 2 options. The Tapered Tunnels or Heckler's Hills. And to that I ask you, which do you favor? Fighting or fitness? The Tapers are tunnels made by frostworms long ago, but they're not fully underground. They weave in and out of the mountainside. So half of the time you're in tunnels and half of the times you're out on the mountainside walking along the edge. Creatures do sometimes make a home in the tunnels. The other option is Heckler's, which is an up and down journey. A lot of climbing. Less protection from the elements, but less animals. So, which do you prefer?
Thoughts, everyone?
Fitness, probably. Avoid fights as much as possible.
Right. If I'm choosing between dealing with animals and the elements, I take animals, usually.
Easier to read.
Easier to predict.
I am used to taking things head on as well. I don't know.
All right.
But I would understand if. How's your fitness?
I'm pretty strong. I wouldn't say I'm terribly light on my feet.
Do our numbers count against us in terms of the climbing and the?
Only if one person falls and you have to go back for them.
Right.
All right.
I
Head
think.
on with the animals. then.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. That's my vote.
would head on with the animals imply whatever relocated these wolves would be there?
I don't know where the wolves came from.
Okay.
The other advantage to the tunnels is if you need to take a rest, it is easier to do so in the tunnels.
That's the animal route?
Yes,
Partially
more
my
protection
thinking.
from the weather.
If it's partially in tunnels, then we'll get a chance to rest. If we're out climbing a mountain, there's strong possibility that we have to climb through the night.
Tapered tunnels it is then.
When you get to the top of the tapered tunnels, there is a long slope down that leads to the skyball. That is where we will try to locate the Cold Light Walker.
Looks back up toward the Goliath woman, and he seems to almost make kind of a hand signal that's sort of predetermined. He makes kind of a weaving hand signal like the tapered tunnel signal. Okay. She nods.
There's not any kind of special other message.
She reaches back. She pulls out a large bag, like a big sack, and holds it kind of over the edge of the little lip there. He walks over. She drops it down, holds it in his arms, and he walks back over to you.
As I said, at the top of the tapered tunnels, long slope to the skyball.
Reaches into the bag. And he pulls out a narrow kind of wooden board, very thin, very flexible.
Baby. Oh, here we go.
And on the board are a couple spots where there's little like bolts and screws where one could affix a boot to the wooden board. And he sticks one into the ground.
Oh, man.
Pulls out another one.
Fresh powder pod.
Pulls out another one. Sticks it into the ground.
Yes.
And with the 4 sort of wooden boards sticking.
Will you be able to ride?
We put those on our feet?
Yes. You only have to make it a short distance, but it is the fastest way to travel.
Sure, I think.
I will show you how on a small slope before we start.
Okay.
Seems straightforward, right? You put them on and...
Slide.
Yep.
Something like that.
Okay. This is the only way to...
No, but it is a long walk if you don't wish to take the boards.
You can do it, Safira. It looks so much fun.
I'm kind of... Safira's looking at the boards
They're
like...
pretty primitive.
And I kind
They're
of
not
walk
like,
up to them and...
They feel pretty sturdy. They're like a little flexible, but they're just pretty basic. There's nothing.
If I were to hit, say, like a rock or a twig.
I wouldn't recommend that. Twigs, fine.
These
Rocks.
are straight. How do you stay?
I'm kind of like standing up near them.
And as Safira's sort of tinkering down their head, he looks over to Graven.
You wish to speak with her about Bourage. Come.
And she's sort of standing there with her arms crossed, sort of waiting for you to approach. And that's where we're going to end. As we have a course chosen to head toward the Cold Light Walker in the Sky Bowl, and with Graven maybe a little bit of information to glean about the old Bravo.
She's gonna ask me questions. She's gonna be like, "What do you know about my boy?"
A One Direction conversation only.
That's my fuck boy. What do you want with him?
Thank you guys so much for joining us, as always. We had a lovely time tonight. We'll be back the same time next week. We hope you have a great Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween, everybody. Closing thoughts. Well done, everyone. Made it past the wolves, and you've made it well into the Rapra Mountains at this point. Sort of
did
entering the
nothing as a
late
wolf.
afternoon.
You bit?
Sure, you bit quite a few things.
You used your turtle
I
wisdom?
bit- Yeah, I
your
used my
tortoise
turtle
wisdom?
Praxis
late.
was very impressive.
Super Praxis pet you?
Oh, that's true. Worth it. Worth it.
Anything else?
No, I just got some folks to shout out.
Please do.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember where I left off, so I'm gonna double back just to make sure I get everybody. Jack Rabbit Power gave away 11 subs. Jeremiah did 100 bits. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Jack Rabbit Power did 500 bits. Snappy Cobra did 100 bits. Snappy Cobra did a bit. We were rated. What's up? Hope you're still here. Snappy Cobra did 2 bits. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Snappy Cobra did another bit. Ali Slayer did 100 bits. Jack Rabbit Power did 500 bits. Hopeful Optimist did a bit. Hopeful Optimist gave out a community sub. Snappy Cobra did 100 bits. Jack Rabbit Power did 500 bits. Snappy Cobra did 45 bits. And Jellybug did 1 bit.
Thank you. Wow. So much. Stay tuned next time for the Borden Bros in the Rock.
I am gonna wear
Out for
all
a
of
rip,
this
bruh.
here. It is going to be so fun.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Have a great Halloween. Love you
Shred
all.
the nard. Drink some wobbly pops and shred the nard.
Hope it's not swamping.
I never should have been.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Have a
That's not what you're talking
nice
about.
week. Bye.
Bye.